administration. The president has another bill to sign from Congress. This one rescinds $9 billion in federal funding to public media and foreign aid. After the House vote, the president wrote, quote, House approves $9 billion cuts package, including atrocious NPR and public broadcasting, where billions of dollars a year were wasted. Republicans have tried doing this for 40 years and failed, but no more. This is big.
That's Fox's Rich Henson reporting. The Education Department will release some previously withheld grant money for after-school programs days after 10 Republicans sent a letter imploring the Office of Management and Budget to allow the funds to be sent to the states. President Trump's administration withheld more than $6 billion in federal grants for after-school and summer programs, along with adult literacy and English language instruction, as part of a review to ensure spending aligned with White House priorities. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Like John Fogerty once said, looks like we're in for nasty weather. You're not dealing with any of that at the moment. Radar is clear, partly cloudy, and 82 in downtown Indy. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 3:02. That bad weather looks to be arriving in Indiana on Saturday. With more on that, here's WIBC's Ryan Hedrick.
All threats are on the table Saturday, including damaging winds, flooding, and tornadoes.
Certainly. The threat is fairly low for us, but with what we're expecting, which could be fairly well organized.
Forecaster Joe Neal at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis.
Those sorts of complexes tend to produce, quick little spin-ups.
He says if you hear tornado sirens,
you want to be in a structure that has some substance to it. We're not talking, in an open garage.
Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
As for what's happening today in Indianapolis on Monument Circle, that's people playing basketball and shooting some hoops around all the WNBA All-Star displays, with the WNBA All-Star Game taking place tomorrow night. But Melissa Rowe with the Indy Arts Council says that's not all that's going on the circle.
Pop-ups all around the city produced by Indy Dance Council. There's going to be a salsa dance party, a dance cam, and a silent disco. We're going to have a lot going on at Monument Circle.
She told Wish TV's Scott Sander earlier today there's also a basketball mural on the Star Bank that was put together by an artist in the area named Ashley Nora. As for the three-point contest tonight, Lexi Hull of the Indiana Fever is replacing her injured teammate Caitlin Clark, who's out with a groin injury. A man on a bike was hit and killed by someone else who was driving a truck today on the southwest side of Indianapolis. IMPD says it happened around 12:15 on South Lyndhurst Drive, which is in the Stoutfield neighborhood just north of Sam Jones Expressway near the Indianapolis International Airport. The truck driver's cooperating with police, and they're now trying to figure out what caused the crash. Rebuilding Stronger, that's the name of a plan put forth by Indianapolis Public Schools. Johnette Cruz reports on how it's going.
Recent data shows participation in high-demand programs like STEM has more than doubled since 2022. Elementary computer science enrollment has jumped by 120%, while middle school world language is up 75% and instrumental music up 50%. This bold redesign aims to enhance academic opportunities and financial stability across the district. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
3:04, your traffic and weather next.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220. That's Hammer and Nigel to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Traffic at 3:05. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, John, westbound 70 stop and go traffic after rural into the north split. And then we are grinding because of the construction at southbound 65 70. 5-minute delay from the north split to the south split. East side southbound 465 stop and go with 70. Let's up around Washington Street. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Cooling Weather Center forecast.
A quiet Friday with dry conditions and mostly cloudy skies. However, moving into Saturday, we're going to see a wave of thunderstorms move in the afternoon hours. Some damaging winds could be around. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renner Sudis, 493 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jeff Boggs in for Jason Hammer. I thought it appropriate to start with the news. Big pop culture news, big show business news that CBS has canceled The Late Show. Now, being that Jeff Boggs, who is a lifelong Hoosier but left the state to write for David Letterman, the other guy on The Late Show for 5 years, you will offer a unique perspective. But can we get the nuts and bolts? How are you doing, by the way? Are you okay?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
They're having down in the circle, they have the WNBA All-Star Extravaganza.
Sure.
I just hit 7 3-pointers in a row, and then a homeless guy tried to poop on my foot. So I would say everything's fine. It's off to a decent start. But just be careful. Come down, but be careful.
All right. Okay. So the Late Show is canceled. It's
Yes.
not just they're firing Stephen Colbert, who replaced David Letterman.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
10 years.
Was it 10 years ago?
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Here is Stephen Colbert making the surprise announcement, fresh off a nice vacation, by the way.
Before we start the show, I want to let you know something that I found out just last night. Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May. And yeah, I share your feelings.
And Colbert continues to explain that it's not like we were talking about. It's not that he's being replaced. It's that they're doing away with late night talk show. So the Late Show, the iconic brand, is going away.
Not just the end of our show, but it's the end of The Late Show on CBS. I'm not being replaced. This is all just going away. I wish somebody else was getting it. The folks at CBS have been great partners. I'm so grateful to the Tiffany Network for giving me this chair and this beautiful theater to call home. And of course, I'm grateful to you, the audience, and it's a job that I'm looking forward to doing with this usual gang of idiots for another 10 months. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
We're going to lock in.
Y'all ready?
Let's go.
So we could get some, I've got some more clips to play here of reaction from different media talking heads. Jeff, if you, as a guy, again, with a unique perspective of writing for David Letterman, for spending 5 years in the Ed Sullivan Theater.
5 years working on 1697 Broadway, corner of 53rd and Broadway.
Maybe you could share your thoughts real quick on the Late Show brand and late night talk show going away on CBS at least.
Well, I'll preface it by saying the only reason Stephen Colbert isn't my least favorite talk show host is because of Jimmy Kimmel. But here's the thing, Nigel, think about it. We just said that Stephen Colbert has been on The Late Show for 10 years.
Yes.
Can you name one signature Stephen Colbert bit? Is there anything?
I can.
What?
The vaccine bit.
No. That's not a recurring bit. That was unforgivable. When he did the vaccine dance during COVID.
The musical theater with the needles.
Basically pushing Pfizer, working for the man.
Okay.
That was embarrassing, and he never came back from that.
Okay.
And so, but is there any, Letterman had the top 10 list. Stupid Pet Tricks. Jay Leno had Jaywalking, the Dancing Itos.
Yes.
Carson had Karnak. Is there anything that Stephen Colbert is leaving us with.
I never.
And maybe that helps explain why CBS said, hey, you know what? We're noticing that no one's watching your show, and we're still spending $200 million a year promoting it and putting it on. So who needs it anymore? This is the tip of the iceberg for the entertainment industry as a whole. You've already seen it with movies. All they do anymore is make $300 million superhero movies or $500,000 horror films. There's no in between. They're not going to make Fletch anymore.
It's so funny you mentioned the horror film thing. Just as a side note, on YouTube, I subscribe to movie trailers. It's all independent horror film.
That's it. A couple.
Okay, just a side note. I don't want to mention. I don't want to get off track here.
A couple goes to an isolated cabin.
Yeah.
That's every, as somebody who once I tried to write a horror film once.
Yeah.
Molly and I did, and it's really good.
Your girlfriend.
And the person her brother, who's a movie producer, is like, is there any way to put it in an isolated cabin and only have two people? It's like, oh, that's soul sucking.
So,
but Colbert, here's the problem. Nobody's watching at 11:30 at night. Every joke has been done on Twitter already. There's no breaking news at 11:30 at night, and they tape at 5. We used to tape Letterman at 5:30.
Yeah.
So there's no breaking news that's going to happen throughout the night. Why in the world would Tom Cruise bother getting on a plane and flying to the Colbert Show to promote a movie when he can just sit in his front yard with his phone on TikTok and say, go see my movie? It's worthless. There's no more reason for it, and no one talks about late night TV anymore.
Is there a political component? I mean, Colbert, for his first couple of years, or at least his first couple of months, I don't know, the ratings tanked, and then Trump got elected, and then he found a niche with the anti-Trump, never Trump crowd, and that seemed to give him a bump.
But not really a bump. If you look at the numbers, not a huge bump. 2016 on election night.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember this moment. They were filming a live HBO documentary show about the election, and they were covering the election results live. The two hosts of the show were on Colbert, and that the moment where Trump won Florida, and they called Florida, and it was apparent he was going to beat Hillary. Stephen Colbert looks at the camera and he goes, I don't know what to say about this. And you could tell they were all shook. And from that moment on, he took the far left. It wasn't just the vax dance, by the way, that stupid vaccine dance. That same week, they put out a thing saying, everybody in New York City, you cannot go outside without masks. And they had a concert in Central Park, and everybody was wearing masks. But backstage, somebody had a camera, and there's Stephen Colbert and Chuck Schumer dancing around like schoolgirls with drinks in their hands.
Yes.
And so nobody, I don't think his own staff likes Stephen Colbert. But at the end of the day, CBS is like, yeah, it's a financial decision. And the financial decision is us paying you all this money doesn't make sense because you're not getting the ratings and no one likes you.
Let's talk about that for a second. Here's CNN's chief media correspondent, the Thumb, also known as Brian Stelter, because he looks like a thumb.
Sure. Or something else.
He is saying the optics of Paramount/CBS canceling this show and giving him a year, by the way, is bad.
Right, from the optics standpoint, the timing could not be worse for CBS. Colbert is such an outspoken Trump critic. He's just back from vacation, and as he showed there on Monday, on his first night back from vacation, he's also a thorn in his parent company's side. So this looks to a lot of Colbert's fans like another form of capitulation by CBS to the President of the United States.
What he means is Paramount just settled a big-time lawsuit with Donald Trump.
$16 million. They were lying about a Kamala Harris interview.
Yeah,
they re-edited. Can I just to be clear, the person who you just played,
Brian Stelter,
is on a network that no one watches, and he's talking about a late-night talk show host on another network that no one watches, and they're talking about optics. Guess what? No one saw either one of them, so who cares?
But so the decision to end the show was described by CBS as purely financial, doesn't have to do anything with the performance or the content.
How does that make sense?
Here is, again, the chief media correspondent for CNN. I just love playing this because he's so funny. It's ridiculous stelter on that financial explanation.
About this financial explanation. Think back to 2023 when the Late Late Show with James Corden went off the air. I reported at the time that show had become unprofitable, that CBS was not able to sell enough ads to make that show profitable. Well, that is now the case for Colbert as well. I'm told by a source close to the network that the Late Show with Stephen Colbert is now technically unprofitable. So that does give the company a financial reason to end the show starting in May 2026. However, it's not as if Colbert was given a chance to take a pay cut or maybe change the format of the show or move out of the Ed Sullivan Theater. This seems to have happened all at once, and it comes on the verge of that big Paramount Skydance merger. Who's taking over Skydance? Larry Ellison, a friend of President Trump, and his son David.
Okay, yeah, there's some merger with Paramount. And again, Colbert criticizing CBS and Paramount for settling with Donald Trump. Does that play a part in this? And what did you think of that comment?
Here's what plays a part in it. Since 2016, and I researched this. I used to do this on a nightly basis. I used to work in this specific part of the entertainment industry. Since 2016, Kimmel and Stephen Colbert's advertising rates, their revenue, has dropped by over 50%. That's over 50% in 9 years. It coincides directly with them going full on Orange Man bad. But when you have a product, it's like the ESPY Awards last night or 2 nights ago. The ESPY Awards had 2.1 million viewers. This year, in 2015, they had 7.7 million viewers. That's about a 73% drop off. If Colbert,
wow, really?
Yeah. It went from 7.7 in 2015 to 2.1 in 2025. If Colbert, and money talks, that's all that matters on TV, money.
And Shane Gillis, by the way, a great comedian, in my book, was the host of the ESPYs.
Yeah, but the damage is already done. The network, the ESPN has damaged themselves so much by going full woke. It doesn't matter who they have on now. It lost 70% of its viewers in 10 years. Colbert, if they're charging over 50%, if they're losing 50% of revenue from 2016, you can't keep it on. That's too much money to lose.
Matt Baer, let's take a quick look at traffic here.
All right, Nigel, looking at westbound 70 slows after rural into the north split, and then a construction delay of southbound 6570 from the north split to the south split. We're jammed up, man. 4-minute delay right now. Crash College Avenue north of 71st. That's by Park Tudor. Crash on the southeast side, Brookville Road at 465. Crash east side, Emerson Avenue at 16th Street. Eastbound 70 stop and go from West Street into the south split. Inbound 65 tightens up around west to the north split. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code radio for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
I feel like, Jeff, this is something we could talk about the entire show because you have such a unique perspective of writing for Letterman and the Late Show for 5 years. Can we do another segment on this?
Should we bump the fart joke segment at 4:15?
Sure. Let's bump the fart joke segment. I didn't even look and see what time. I'm supposed to do the temperature and the time and whatever. 83 and sunny at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. And
did you make that up?
No, I got it right here. On my,
Is it 80? I was just outside. It felt more like 88, 89.
Well, with the bum trying to poop on your shoe.
He did not poop on my shoe, but he tried.
Okay, he tried.
Good for him.
83 and sunny. It's a nice day. WNBA All-Star Game weekend here in Indy. I want to get to some reaction from this cancellation coming up next, and your thoughts next on the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Did you know up to 50% of outdoor water use is wasted? And did you know that there are things you can do to help change that? Indiana American Water suggests that you water early or late in the day to reduce evaporation. Also, be sure to fix any leaks and skip watering when rain is in the forecast. Consider rain barrels, mulch your garden, and use drip irrigation for your plants. Be water wise. Conserve today, sustain tomorrow. Find more conservation tips at Indiana American Water's Wise Water Use Resources at indianaamwater.com.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today. Today.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, save an extra 25% off all in-stock outdoor furniture. Sleep up to 10 degrees cooler and the lowest price guaranteed on every mattress. And save up to 50% off Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, Flex Steel, and lift chairs. Plus, we pay your sales tax and deliver it all for free. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Puccini's Pizza, Pasta, Puccini's. 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 Puccini's Pizza, Pasta, Puccini's.
No one wants to leave behind stress for their family. That's why a trust or a will is so important. Without one, your assets might go to the wrong people or leave out loved ones. Also, probate is long, expensive, and often avoidable with a revocable trust. Trustandwill.com makes it simple to create a personalized estate plan. A trust or will provides clarity and peace of mind. Get 20% off on your estate plan documents by visiting trustandwill.com/radio.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis to destroy unwanted cravings. Also, stop smoking with Mark Patrick. Destroy your desire to smoke without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Seminars July 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. And Saturday, August 2nd at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Stay near home with Home Court Advantage for your heart. Rated #1 in Indiana 2 years in a row by Health Grades. Franciscan Health offers top-rated cardiac care because every heartbeat is extraordinary. Learn more at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
Yeah. What up? This is Dr. Dre. The party's going on. Thank God it's Friday.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is gone. Jeff Boggs, longtime Hoosier, lifetime Hoosier, and longtime writer for David Letterman in the 90s, went on to produce many shows in Los Angeles in the 90s and 2000s, is here filling in. I think the cancellation of The Late Show, not only The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, but the brand is going away.
The Late Show is gone.
Which started with Letterman at CBS.
It's like The Tonight Show.
When he moved from Channel 13
NBC?
here in NBC, Channel 13 here in Indy to Channel 8.
Yep.
Can I read some reaction here and
Sure.
then get your reaction, because you again wrote for Letterman, worked in that industry. Here's Trump.
I love this.
I absolutely love the Colbert Show got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings. I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next. Has even less talent than Colbert. Greg Gutfeld is better than all of them combined. This is my favorite part of the tweet. He goes, Gutfeld is better than all of them combined, including the moron on NBC who ruined the once great Tonight Show.
That is
talking about Jimmy Fallon.
That is what I voted for. That's what I voted for. Right. I want a guy who's waking up at 4 a.m, ripping on Kimmel.
Yeah, but he doesn't even mention Jimmy Fallon by name. I don't know how I'd feel about that if I was Jimmy Fallon.
Maybe he doesn't despise him as much as the other two.
Well, you remember Jimmy Fallon had Donald Trump on his show and
touched his hair, and it became a big issue.
Well, like he humanized Donald Trump after that and had to go on and apologize.
People were writing letters to their children online saying, "This is how we have to deal with this." It's like 1940s Germany because Jimmy Fallon touched Donald Trump's hair.
You had to go and apologize.
We need to have a conversation.
But for Trump not to even mention him in that social media post and say, including the moron on NBC who wrote on the screen. And it seems like Jimmy Fallon is like kind of like the nicest guy of all of them, of Kimmel. I don't know.
He's Switzerland. I said earlier, he's not going to get involved in the crazy.
He did. He got involved a little bit,
but not to the degree that Colbert and Kimmel have. You know when they say Trump derangement syndrome? I mean, they are there. They have it, but they also realize the people who pay them want them to have it. So that's what makes them weasels. I think Fallon's more about let's get Ariana Grande on and sing some fun songs.
It seems like when you were writing for Letterman, there were political jokes, but they were nonpartisan. They were it didn't have the meanness. Is that a word?
It was equal opportunity. That was the big thing. We would rip on the late 90s. So, you had Tubby was in office, Clinton. You had the Bushes coming up.
Yes.
But you can make fun of everyone. One of our famous writers, Jerry Mulligan, would play Janet Reno. He'd come out in a blue dress, and it was funny. It was, you're really, the other day I was helping my parents go through some old boxes, and this was crazy, but they had these things that I sent them from the Late Show from way back in 99 or 98. And I sent them some old top 10 lists that I wrote, and it was ripping on Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. And the jokes were hilarious, by the way. But
I believe
it was just like, you could do it then. And you know what? Here's the number one difference. Back then, people, after a joke, they would laugh. During the show, they would laugh.
Yes.
Now, they applaud with an angry face and their chin stuck out. So nobody laughs anymore today.
Jimmy Kimmel, one of your favorites, went to social media Thursday night to cry for his fellow Republican hater. Quote, "Love you, Stephen. F you and all your Sheldons, CBS."
Yeah.
What is... I don't even know what that means. Is that because, like...
Probably a show called... Isn't there a Sheldon?
Big Bang Theory, and then Allison, you can...
Big Bang Theory, and then they did a spinoff of Young Sheldon. So I'm assuming he's talking about that franchise.
Nigel, look at you and I all having to look at Allison, the young person, for any type of TV
I'm
shows
used to it
like
with
that.
Nigel.
What are they called? What are they called again?
The Sheldons?
Young Sheldon.
Young Sheldon.
Young Sheldon.
Is he a doctor like Doogie Howser?
No, he's a science person.
Oh, yeah, they're all nerds, right?
Yes.
Big Bang Theory.
And then the last, and this is fitting, Stephen Colbert goes on and says, hey, yeah, they're canceling, they're not only firing me, but they're ending late night talk show. Adam Schiff was his first guest.
So perfect.
The senator from California. And he wants an investigation, quote from Twitter from Adam Schiff, pencil neck. Just finished taping with Stephen Colbert, who announced his show was canceled if Paramount and CBS ended the Late Show for political reasons. The public deserves to know and deserves better.
Ugh. It's just people are losing their minds. There was a girl, do you know the website The Ringer? It's Bill Simmons' website, sports entertainment, The Ringer. There's an employee for The Ringer today who wrote, "The Colbert News should scare you." And they felt so
scared for. Have I ever? And then there's part of it that I swear to God, like celebrities are sort of non-mysterious figures anymore. There's only a few that I have interest in, like Adrian Brody and Leo DiCaprio.
Enough with the Adrian Brody.
I know. We could talk about that later. But like these celebrities that come on these shows, like I've never saw even Tom Cruise. All he does is go on these talk shows and talk about, the ins and outs and the logistics of holding on to the side of an airplane and flying 10,000 feet in the air.
But the bottom line is, if you were making money for the network, the network, here, I'll compare it to Deshaun Watson, former quarterback of the Houston Texans, got caught having massages with 28 women who sued him, got traded to the Cleveland Browns for $270 million. And you know why? Because he's still good at football, supposedly. Like, if Kimmel, Colbert, if they were still making money for the network, no one would have any problem with this. But at some point also, I want to talk about Greg Gutfeld.
Yes.
And how Greg Gutfeld, for a tenth of the budget, has now turned late night on its head. And if I'm CBS, my next move is to come up with a Greg Gutfeld type show for a tenth of the budget and get twice the ratings.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Summer's in full swing, so come get that hot summer deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get $20,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, plus 0% for 72 months. Or lease a new 2025 Lincoln Corsair for just $499 per month at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP $110,425. Corsair MSRP $53,915. $3,500 due at lease signing. 0 security deposit. 36 months. 10,500 miles per year. Offers good through 7/31/2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
There's a lot to keep an eye on. Partly cloudy and 82 degrees in the Circle City, and 70 is the low tonight. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 3:32. Things could get dicey with the Indiana weather on Saturday.
There is quite a bit of uncertainty still with how things may evolve as well. If things do develop as we currently expect them to, we could have a fairly good chance for some damaging winds as we go through the day tomorrow.
Joe Nields, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis. He says the threat is low for tornadoes, but you need to watch out for flooding and heavy rain at times. An explosion at a Los Angeles County training facility today. With more on that, here's Fox's Kristen Goodwin.
Sources tell Fox News LA Sheriff's deputies were moving ordinances at a training facility when an accident occurred, killing 3 deputies. At least one other person was reportedly injured. LA Mayor Karen Bass says this horrific incident was in Monterey Park, noting fire officials, the LAPD bomb squad, and investigators with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives are assisting. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Indiana's Camp Atterbury will be used to detain immigrant detainees under a new federal plan revealed this week by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Hegseth also reiterated that holding detainees at the bases will not negatively affect military training, operations readiness, or anything else the National Guard needs. The statewide average for gas today, $3.20 a gallon, says AAA. That's 13 cents higher than a week ago. The cheapest gas in the state is in Indianapolis at $2.69. A pair of Grammy winners are joining forces for a benefit concert in Texas, raising money to help people harmed in the Texas flooding on the 4th of July weekend. Kelly Clarkson will be joined by Miranda Lambert in Austin, Texas on August 17th. Tickets go on sale this upcoming Wednesday, and all the cash raised will go to the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund. It's 3:34, your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
There's something timeless about radio. It's where stories are told, ideas are shared, and communities stay connected. Our generation grew up with it, and we still believe in the power of tuning in. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe planning for retirement should feel just as familiar and trusted. That's why we're bringing real conversations and practical advice to the airwaves. Join us every Sunday at 9 p.m. for our Retire with Purpose Radio Hour, right here on 93.1 WIBC. We'll talk about what really matters in retirement, income you can count on, choices you can feel good about, and a future that reflects your values. Because some things, like good planning and good radio, never go out of style. Howard Bailey Financial, retirement planning that speaks your language. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com. The Retire with Purpose Radio Hour is a paid placement on each airing station.
Traffic at 3:35. Here's Matt Bear.
What's up, John? Looking at westbound 70 slows after rural into the north split, and then we have a 9-minute delay on southbound 6570. That's from the north split to the south split. Eastbound 70 now and drags from Harding into Meridian, Illinois, and inbound 65 stop and go west into Meridian, Penn. Inbound 69 slows before and after 96th Street and a crash on the north side. This is College Avenue north of 71st. Traffic sponsored by Ingle Down Tree Experts. From storm damage to deep root care. Ingle Down Tree Experts. Keep your trees strong, safe, and beautiful. Call today or visit ingledowntreeexperts.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
The forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
As we move towards the evening hours, will remain partly cloudy with a low of 72 and get back into the mid-80s by Saturday afternoon with mostly cloudy skies. However, a good chance for a wave of storms in the afternoon hours on Saturday. Be prepared for that here in central Indiana. Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Arsutis, 493 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
I've had my Window Nation windows installed for a couple of years now, and my air conditioner is no longer working overtime in the summer. These are the dog days of summer, but if your windows are old and drafty, time for some new Window Nation windows. Check it out, 50% off all Windows styles plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. All the details at windownation.com.
And when Window Nation comes out to your house, they are bringing the best of the best. A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and their staff, years of experience. And look, when we have a heat wave like we had recently, I think you understand how important it is to have good windows that keep the blistering hot out and your perfect climate inside. 50% off all window styles. Any style at all, 0 interest until 2030. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
This is the time of the day where we usually do barguments with our friend Dan Levy, a.k.a. Bass.
I love barguments. I love it.
Barguments is the idea where it's just a bunch of people having arguments that you could have in a bar. Not arguments, but debates on random pop culture stuff.
So you're at a bar and you're having arguments.
So it's called barguments.
Okay.
But Dan, unfortunately, is traveling today. I was wondering if you had... Jeff Boggs is filling in for Hammer here. I'm Nigel. I didn't know if you had a different... Do you have another idea, another direction we could go? Because we can't do barguments.
This is crazy timing. This is really weird timing because I actually am starting a new segment, an online segment called Public Disagreements. It's so it's a bit that I've come up with. It has nothing at all to do with barguments.
You've come up with...
This is in no way affiliated with Dan or barguments, but I'm doing a thing personally by myself called Public Disagreements.
Public debates.
Yeah, and I've run it up the flagpole with legal, and supposedly we're free and clear here, guys.
So no way affiliated with barguments.
To be clear, this has nothing to do with Dan's barguments. This is Public Disagreements.
And tell me again what the idea
it's basically disagreements that you'd have at a pub with your friends.
So I don't know. I don't know you're trying to distance yourself from barguments, but this
has nothing to do with barguments.
Sort of like the same idea.
It is, but it isn't. Those are arguments that you'd have at a bar.
Yes.
These are public disagreements.
These are arguments.
Disagreements you'd have at a pub. You see the difference. It's Coke Pepsi.
I'm not sure I do,
Okay.
because I understand the concept, and I know what you're saying, and I like the idea, and I want to do it.
Do we have music?
But I don't.
Okay.
Do
Do you mind if we do a round of my own public disagreements?
Yes.
Yeah. Public disagreements. Brought to you by Jeff Boggs and Shell and McDonald's. Public disagreements. All right, cool. So today's topic for public disagreements, what concert would you least like to be caught on a video screen at?
Oh.
So you're at a concert. You're there.
Wait a minute. Does this have anything to do with the Coldplay thing?
Wow, this is all timing out really well. The fact that Dan is gone, we're not doing arguments, and I just so happen to have public disagreements, and we're talking about what concert would you least like to be caught on a video screen at. It's kismet, some people would say. This is wonderful. So, yes, it has something to do with the Coldplay thing I'm sure we'll talk about later. But you want me to go first? Because I think anyone who's listened to the show can probably guess.
Give me a primer here.
Who I'm going to pick. If by chance I would ever be at this Tool's concert, oh my goodness, I'd never live it down if I showed up on the video screen at a Luke Bryan show. That would just be terrible. I mean, that would really... Luke Bryan, who, by the way, earlier this week was having some fun with other male country singer Riley Green. He was, like, doing an impersonation of Riley Green on stage.
Yeah.
You can look it up online. And I'm going to quote...
I thought we had audio that's...
I'm going to quote Luke Bryan. He goes, "I get it, ladies. He's good looking. Heck, I'd do him." So that's Luke Bryan. But he would be my pick of artist I would least like to show up on a video screen at their concert. What about you, Nigel?
Now, let's go back just a second because of the Coldplay thing. A millionaire CEO of a giant company got caught on screen at a Coldplay concert canoodling with his head of HR.
Tech CEO, yeah.
And he's married to somebody else.
Yep.
And and we'll talk about, I think I got the audio somewhere. We'll talk about but they showed him on the big screen, and like the CEO like fainted, like fell down out of the picture, and the woman turned around and held her face in her hands. So this is where this is coming from.
I have a song. I have a song I'm going to sing later about it.
Okay.
My pick was Luke Bryan for public disagreements.
What concert would I...
The concert's going, there's 20,000 people there. There's the big screen, and Nigel pops up at what concert?
Dan and Shay.
Nice pick. Nice pick.
Really?
During Tequila?
Oh, yeah. You don't want to be weeping.
Yeah. I don't want to be reminiscing about an old girlfriend years past.
Dan and Shay, slightly less masculine.
Tequila. I always think of you.
They have nice voices.
Would be that. Dan and Shay.
Slightly less masculine than the Mandrell sisters. But okay, Nigel, that's a great one. You don't want to be on screen at a Dan and Shay concert.
No, I don't think so.
We're not going to publicly disagree about that one.
Well, we're in a pub and we're debating. So, Allison, do you have?
Yeah, I'm going to go a little different route. I'm going to say Kanye West.
Ooh, well.
I would be terrified of what he would say, and my face just being on the screen.
And people
would
say, "What is Allison doing at a Kanye West concert?" Now there's so many things that go along with that.
There's so many questions that would follow.
Allison at a Nazi sympathizer concert.
I guess that would also work with R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
You don't want to be seen at an R. Kelly concert or P. Diddy at this point.
Or maybe
they're
even
both
Jay-Z at this point.
incarcerated.
They're both incarcerated. Well, listen, hey, I think we just had a really successful round of my brand new segment called Public Disagreements.
In no way affiliated with Barguments.
It has nothing to do with Barguments.
Nothing
Dan,
to do with
I love what Dan does. I love doing Barguments. This is different, of course. I think anybody listening knows it's different.
I think we have time for this.
Oh, sure.
I just wanted to get your because we're all over. How old are you, Allison? Are you 30?
Awkward.
Oh, you just turned 30. You went to
Yes.
You went to
for
Peru.
remembering.
You went to Peru or something like that.
No, she went to Portland to visit her friend, right?
I did that too, but yeah, Peru. Yes, I went to Peru. Turned 30 in November.
Fox News just showed a study saying 1 in 4 men under 35 are lonely. Boggs.
Don't look at me.
U.S. rates significantly higher than the rest of the world. What do we attribute this to? I just saw the stats. I don't know that we can. I mean, we could pull from COVID 5 years ago. We could pull from the isolation that some people chose to endure.
But you can also just look at you
yes.
when you were 35 or 30. You know, under 35, you're at Broad Ripple. You're getting it done. You got ham hands everywhere, having a great time, just throwing drinks back. You're meeting people. Maybe you ask a woman at a bar, would you like to go see a movie later this week? You interact with people.
Absolutely.
Allison, you guys don't interact anymore, do you?
No, truly. It's all about online.
Right.
Whether it's dating or just meeting friends or talking to friends, it's online.
We used to come downtown. I remember you'd come downtown and see girls walking around or handsome guys walking around. Now you can't really come downtown because they're shooting everybody.
I was never, you know what? Like what started it for me when my roommates all moved out of my house. Like they got their own houses, they got their own girlfriends, and like I was, I was still in radio. I was in my late 20s.
Okay.
Late 20s. And then I didn't start to feel lonely. I just started to feel like for the past week, I've been lonely the past week because my wife and kids were all gone. They were in camp. My wife was in Dallas, and I was lonely. And
You had the dog, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had the dog.
Well, I love my dog.
I love my dog, too, but that's not going to, I'm not going to have much conversation.
It's literally called man's best friend.
So he cages his, so remember.
Oh, that's right. You crate yours 24/7. My bad.
Okay. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Fill your tank. Don't drain your wallet. Sam's Club lets you save time at the pump with Scan and Go checkout at Sam's Club fuel stations. Just scan the QR code on the pump and pay. Visit your local Sam's Club today.
Mark Dito, local real estate expert, only guy I'd trust, only team I'd trust to sell my home and find me a new one. How about Kevin and Angela in Greenwood? Here's what they had to say. Their big home was too much, and it was time for Dad to move into a maintenance-free community, but we needed cash from the home to fund the change. They reached out to Mark Dietel. He helped them with an entire process from selling belongings to prepping the home for max value. Went on the market, sold for $5,000 over asking price in less than 7 days.
Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That's right, he will buy it. Pick your move date. No long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Mark Dietel makes this easy. All you have to do is reach out to him. Call him right now, 317-755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for detail.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9379. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9379. That's 800-575-9379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Let's talk education. Is your child's school providing them with the knowledge and values they'll need in life? Do you worry about what they may be taught in the hallways and even in the classroom? Do you feel like they're safe when they go to school? What about things other than just academics? Is your child's school supportive of your family's beliefs? Your child is not stuck where they are. You and your child have options. You could get a tuition voucher worth approximately $6,000 to attend a private school. Over 75,000 Indiana kids already have. Many kids excel with the high standards, small class sizes, and more individual attention provided by private schools. Don't settle for something that doesn't feel right. You don't have to choose between your values and their education. Make a choice. Make a change. Visit myschooloptions.org. That's myschooloptions.org.
Paid for by the Institute for Quality Education.
Do you need air conditioning service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning? Find that American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Trust employee owned. B Windows extending our employee discount to you. Up to 55% off plus 18 months no interest, no payments. Trust your home to be.
Politics, punchlines, and pure WIBC. The Mashup Podcast pulls the day's best moments from Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, and drops them in one place. New episodes each weekday. Search WIBC Mashup wherever you get your podcasts.
That bear. What's going on with traffic, man?
What's happening, Nigel?
Hey,
looking at crash going southbound 65 right now at 38th Street. It's actually on this 38th Street collector ramp at Guyan Road going east. And the left lane is blocked. A car tagged the wall. We have an ambulance out there. Again, left lane closed with the backup stretching almost to Lafayette Road. Crash north side, College Avenue, north of 71st at Park Tudor. Looking at a crash on southbound 465. This is the east side now after Penn Pike. Yeah, and it's on the shoulder, slowing us down back to East 56th Street. Inbound 70 stop and go from Rural Street to the north split. That's a 3-minute delay in southbound 6570. It's jammed. North split to the south split, 4-minute delay because of road construction. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at Dream Baths by B. Get 2 bathroom remodels for the price of 1 plus a free entry door in 24 months. Same as cash with 0 interest. Trust local. Trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
84 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, 93 WIBC. I'm not Hammer. I'm Nigel. Hammer is out. Jeff Boggs is in. Real quick, we don't have a lot of time here, but the curfew for downtown for the teens, the troubled youths, it doesn't have any teeth. What do you think about the curfew?
I heard a story that they're now going to have the brave police officers, who I'm 100% team police, but they're being instructed to on loudspeaker say 30 minutes till curfew.
Yeah.
15 minutes till curfew. Yep. And then at the end of it, nothing happens. Quick suggestion: let's flood the Monument Circle. let's put some alligators inside of it, and at curfew time, let them out.
What?
We got to do something with some teeth, you said.
Like turn the Monument Circle into Alligator Alcatraz?
Just like they would at the old Roman Colosseum, they would flood it. Let's shut down the circle, flood it with water, put alligators in, and the second curfew hits downtown, release the gators.
Okay, wonderful. That's a great idea. I'm glad we have people on this show coming up with reasonable ideas to solve and curb youth violence here in Central.
Do you have a better idea?
Downtown.
Than alligators?
I do. I will probably say, yeah, I could come up with something better than alligators.
Okay,
but we'll get to that. We'll get to that
Put
later.
your name on it.
Donald Trump planning to sue the Wall Street Journal. Oh, man, we'll tell you why. We have a big hour coming up after 4 o'clock. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show, 93 WIBC.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills may be.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
You ready to build your custom dream home? Check out Joyner Homes based out of Greenfield. See one of their model homes in person anytime. It is a great way for you to experience the customization and quality of a Joyner Homes custom built home. Plus, you can meet with a new home specialist to learn about their building process. Available lots if you don't already have one. Find out about floor plans and where they build. Model homes are open 7 days a week from noon to 5 and walk-ins are welcome. Find out more at joynerhomes.com.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, save an extra 25% off all in-stock outdoor furniture. Sleep up to 10 degrees cooler and the lowest price guaranteed on every mattress. And save up to 50% off Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, Flex Steel, and lift chairs. Plus, we pay your sales tax and deliver it all for free. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/today. Ethos.com/today.
As an IT professional, you have the opportunity to guarantee your data security, participate in 100% landfill-free disposal, and have peace of mind with R2 V3 certifications. Technology Recyclers provides guaranteed complete data destruction, 100% landfill-free disposal, and the certification to back it up. Protect your data while saving the planet. Receive a free pickup of your e-waste from Technology Recyclers. Visit tech-recyclers.com. That's tech-recyclers.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, why an IMPD officer was put in handcuffs today, what you might be dealing with this weekend in terms of the weather, and what one Indiana senator says he's doing to deal with drug traffickers. Those stories and much more headed your way after Fox News Radio. You are listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, and it's now 4 o'clock.
Investigating an explosion. I'm Tom Graham, Fox News. 3 sheriff's deputies are dead after an accidental blast at a Los Angeles law enforcement training facility. L.A. County Sheriff Robert Luna.
There were 3 sworn members who were fatally killed that were assigned to our arson explosives detail. No other department members were injured or transported to any hospitals.
FBI agents are on the scene of the blast, which apparently happened as deputies were moving explosive devices, ordinances, to a training site. It remains evacuated after that explosion. California Governor Gavin Newsom's office says he has been briefed on the situation. President Trump signing a new set of regulations for cryptocurrency.
It's a very important act, the Genius Act. They named it after me, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you. This is
a law seen as a way to legitimize the industry. One of the measures is called the Genius Act. It sets initial guardrails and consumer protections for stable coins, a type of cryptocurrency that is tied to stable assets like the U.S. dollar. The Education Department on freezing some federal funding for public school programs.
The Trump administration is releasing more than $6 billion in federal grants for after-school and summer programs in English language instruction. 10 Republican senators signed on to a letter to the Office of Management and Budget imploring the Education Department to send that funding to states. In the letter, the lawmakers warn the programs are critical to local communities, and the funds are not going to radical left-wing programs. A Supreme Court ruling this week gave the go-ahead for the administration to continue laying off hundreds of Education Department employees as part of a broader plan to eliminate the cabinet-level agency. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
America is listening. Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It might come at you in waves. All clear on your radar right now. 82 degrees on Monument Circle. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Severe weather is possible all throughout Indiana on Saturday. Joe Neild with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis lays out what he's most concerned about.
Heavy rain, certainly a concern. Localized flash flooding, especially considering that we've had multiple rounds of thunderstorms here in the last several days, and we expect thunderstorms to continue to be a threat over the weekend and into early next week.
He says damaging winds could also lead to power outages. An IMPD officer was arrested today. Police say Nicholas Cawley drove to his former spouse's place of employment late last month and kept contacting her even after he was told repeatedly to stop. Investigators say he used his law enforcement authority to look up her license plate information. Cawley is charged with misconduct and harassment. He's been with IMPD for 9 years. Indiana Governor Mike Braun said this week that the state might intervene on Indianapolis if the city does not get crime under control. Well, earlier today, Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears said a lot of shootings involving young people can be tied to permitless carry.
When you pass permitless carry, it should come no surprise to anyone that those guns are going to end up in the hands of kids. And when you have no private regulation of gun sales, it should come as no surprise that those guns are going to end up in the hands of kids.
Mears says Governor Braun just offered criticism with no solutions, but he says he's willing to work with the governor to find solutions. The WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis is tomorrow. The three-point contest, though, is tonight, where Indiana Fever guard Lexi Hull is taking the spot of her injured teammate, Caitlin Clark. And that's the sound of people enjoying shooting some hoops on Monument Circle this afternoon while wearing WNBA All-Star gear. Drug traffickers are using social media to get to young people, and some senators are trying to change that. Johnette Cruz reports.
Senator Todd Young of Indiana and a bipartisan group of colleagues have reintroduced the Cooper Davis and Devin Noreen Act. This bill demands social media companies work more actively with federal agencies to combat the online sale and distribution of illegal drugs, especially fentanyl. The critical data shared would help law enforcement target drug traffickers preying on the youth. Senator Young says that while overdose deaths are beginning to decline, more tools are needed to stop the flow of these substances. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana was the top-ranked state with an income tax for how easy their tax code makes fulfilling paperwork obligations for remote workers. That's what a new report released this week by the National Taxpayers Union Foundation said. That report says Indiana has sensible thresholds to protect taxpayers from wasting time filing additional state tax returns over trivial obligations. Your traffic and weather next. It's 4:04.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for Exercise Inc. I've been working out there now for nearly 2 decades, and let me tell you, it works. I'm in my 70s now, and I'm doing things on the farm that I couldn't even do in my 40s. Lifting and carrying, working the way I want to, without worrying if my body can keep up. Now that's real strength. That's real results. What makes Exercise Inc. different? Well, it's the people. The professional staff, many with over 15 years of experience, know exactly how to guide me, support me, and push me to be my very strongest because they know what works. It only takes 20 minutes a week. No wasted time, no crowded gyms, just real results. If you're tired of feeling weaker, if you want more energy and strength for everyday life, give this a try. The consultation is free, and I can promise you it's worth it. Exercise Inc. It's helped me stay strong for nearly 20 years. They can help you too. Go to exerciseinc.com today to sign up. They've got locations in Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, and Greenwood, and in Fishers too. That's exerciseinc.com.
Traffic at 4:05. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, John, looking at a crash. It's on the 38th Street collector going eastbound there at Guyan Road. You know, the portion of 38th Street that runs parallel to I-65 going east-west. Crash at the beginning of that at Guyan. The ramp is open. It is partially blocked. We had a car tag the wall. On the south side, northbound 65 after 465, a traffic hazard impeding the right lane. Right lane closed. Traffic loaded back to Southport Road, and that's a delay of 15 minutes. East side, southbound 465 slow after Penn Pike down to 74. Inbound 65 stop and go 21st to Meridian Penn. Inbound 70 slows after rural into the Northwood and then into the construction delay of southbound 6570. That stopped Northwood down to the Southwood for a delay of 3 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Saturday to be very humid and active with scattered showers and storms in the morning, afternoon and evening, and potentially late nighttime hours. There's a level 2 to 5, slight risk for severe wind gusts in the afternoon and evening hours, along with some flooding concerns. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is out. Jeff Boggs is in. Jeff Boggs, lifetime Hoosier, longtime writer for The Late Show with David Letterman. We will get back into the cancellation of The Late Show later. Right now, though, President Trump planning to sue the Wall Street Journal. They published an article, Boggs, yesterday. This is a breaking last night, claiming Donald Trump sent finance. I love how everybody describes Jeffrey Epstein as a financier. Nobody really knows what he did or does or did or how he got his money, but he's a financier. So it's easy to describe him as that way.
It's like calling Slobodan Milosevic a politician.
Right. So financier Jeffrey Epstein. Apparently, Trump sent him an offensive or bawdy or some sort of lewd letter for his 50th birthday that included a drawing of a naked woman. And so this is a whole article in the Wall Street Journal. And now Trump is planning to sue the Wall Street Journal, News Corp, Rupert Murdoch, everybody that's affiliated with this story. Here is Scott Jennings, one of the stars at CNN, one of the only reasons why I'd ever watch CNN, downplaying the impact of some of this story when CNN Newslight host Abby Phillip asked him about
It seems that the journal has evidence that it does in fact exist, and that it's perhaps among the many, many, many documents that are in the possession of investigators here.
Yeah, I mean, my reaction to reading this was 2003, before anything had happened, we know Donald Trump knew the guy. We also know he disowned him and kicked him out of his club. I was waiting all day long for this rumoring of a bombshell. This looks like kind of a dud to me. And look, the president says it's not. I don't know. But either way, this gives me like Kavanaugh yearbook vibes. My impression is Republicans are going to strongly rally around the president on this thing. I mean, he may have been facing some turbulence over the Epstein situation, but this is the sort of stuff that brings people to circle the wagons around him.
Does bring back Kavanaugh yearbook vibes in a certain way. Trump saying the story is false, malicious, defamatory, warned that the Wall Street Journal and Murdoch of a potential lawsuit. And this is kind of separate from all this Epstein stuff, like Trump downplaying the Epstein files. But the Wall Street Journal comes out with this thing, and so does the Wall Street Journal have an actual picture? They don't. But they
have a
wouldn't
picture.
No, but they have a picture of a picture.
Right.
But they won't show it, and they won't say where they got the original picture from of this alleged birthday letter with a drawing of a naked woman from Donald Trump. This is so stupid.
It's so flimsy. It reminds me, do you remember the January 6th commission when that started and the pretty girl took the stand and said, I heard from someone that Donald Trump overpowered his Secret Service and stole a limousine.
Yeah, he grabbed the steering wheel from the Secret Service guy.
And people are like, okay, we're done with this commission. This smacks of... they were goaded into it in a way. This has been a rough week for Trump fans because of the Epstein files. It was really tough to hear to hear President Trump say, let's move on.
Yeah, we can get into that too.
Yeah, but this, by the Wall Street Journal, you're opening yourself up to $1 billion lawsuit for no reason whatsoever when your opponent is kind of immolating on something. Let him do it. And they stepped in, and it changed the whole tide of this thing. And what did Trump do afterwards? He sent Pam Bondi and said, release the files, just do it.
That's right. We will get to that shortly as well. But here's Chris Cuomo. I just wanted to play another clip of somebody on a different network, Chris Cuomo, who notoriously hated Trump and was unfair to Trump and his supporters on News Nation kind of agrees with Donald Trump's assessment. Like, Trump went out on social media and said, this is a false, malicious, defamatory story, and I'm going to sue.
I'm reading this Truth Social thing that my producer Ben was just telling me about. It is written in the third person. So I don't know why the president does that. I don't know why he talks about himself in the third person. But I get that he's pissed off, okay? And he's not wrong. This Wall Street Journal piece is a hack job, okay? And he says he's suing Rupert Murdoch, who he, was his buddy. They have, Fox kind of made Trump, and he's suing the Journal. He's suing everybody. He says he didn't write the birthday letter that they're ascribing to him, to Epstein for his 50th birthday. I mean, it's so stupid, okay? The Epstein story is about abusing kids who didn't have the power or agency to do anything about it.
Yes.
That rich and powerful people may have known it was going on, and they got away with it. That's the story.
And here again is the social media post you alluded to earlier, Jeff. Trump talking on Truth Social. Based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony. This scam perpetuated by the Democrats should end right now. So Trump was like, I don't know what to think here about, like, him saying it was a hoax and comparing it to Russia. Now he's saying, all right, just put it out there. I don't.
This is part of what he was talking about,
back and
though.
forth.
This is what he was talking about. He's like, listen, The files have been corrupted by the old DOJ. There's going to be a lot of crap like this in those files. That's not true. And so how do you discern what's true and what's not true? I understand his point on this, but I'm so happy he changed his mind and at least said, start releasing stuff.
Okay. I often let, when we have co-hosts fill in, you send me suggestions for bits and stuff. And I have this thing here that says Bible quiz for Nigel. Should we do this now?
Well, we can if you want. You're always telling me, you're saying, let's do a podcast together.
Well, I like the religious discussions that you and I have had on the show before.
And off the show before.
Yeah, and off the, yeah.
Like it's not we're friends off the air too.
Yes.
I think it's important for people to know that Nigel and I have a relationship off the air, and sometimes when we go at each other on the air, it's for ratings. You know, I don't have any ill will toward you whatsoever.
Very incredible ratings, by the way. The latest ratings came out, and man, wow, we are killing it here. Thank you for the Hammer and Nigel listeners. But So you and I don't know where this comes from. I think I said I was asking you questions about your religion and you were a previous Mormon.
Absolutely not. No, I wasn't a previous Mormon, Nigel.
Okay.
I don't understand how it goes south right away. You know, I'm just saying how you and I have no animosity, and I'm trying to put a positive spin, and then you look at me and said, "No, you're Mormon, right?" It feels like we're meeting each other for the first time every time. So
he called me Ashley a few weeks ago, so
Right.
it's not just you.
He's going to look at me and say, "So what's new in gun news?" And I'm like, "What?" So I don't know. Now,
But you and I think we have a similar background in religion, and I grew up.
I don't know if that's true anymore. I don't know if it's true, Nige, because I think we were building something today, and you just broke it all down. But anyway, do you want to take my 7-question Bible quiz? It's
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
This is medium difficulty.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you 7 questions.
Yes.
Well, actually 6. 6 questions.
Okay.
All right, Allison. Over under. Does he get more than 3.5 right?
No.
Are you sure?
Do you know
Is
how
this
I grew
basic
up?
Bible trivia?
Basic Bible trivia.
Basic Bible trivia?
6 questions. Will he get more than 3.5 right?
More than 3.5.
I grew up from birth going to church. All through.
It's not about your dedication to the religion. It's your memory that I'm worried about.
Over or under?
I'm gonna go under.
Okay, under. Here we go. Nigel, you ready?
3 out of what? How
6.
many? Okay.
May
Here
God
we
be
go.
with you.
3.5. She's going under. Number 1, how many plagues did God send on Egypt? How many plagues? Famous story.
7.
7 plagues. The answer is 10. So that's 1 wrong. You're leaving out a lot of plagues. The under is looking very good right here.
Hold on.
Nigel.
Yeah.
Question number 2. What are the first 5 books of the Bible? Simple.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Ruth.
Not Ruth. I'm mouthing you the answers.
Wait. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and
Starts with D.
Deuteronomy.
Booyah! I'm giving that to you.
Are
although
you serious?
I'm giving him that one. He got most of them.
He got one.
No,
and he didn't say Genesis correctly.
Have you ever heard someone say Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Ruth? Okay, I'm going to give you that one.
Is Ruth in the New Testament? Or
Ruth? Oh, gee. Let's just keep going. Okay, I'm giving you 1 of 2 so far. Allison has the under. Question number 3. Who were the 3 men in the fiery furnace? I'll give you the first.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Booyah!
Yeah! Woo! And they're mentioned in a Beastie Boys song in Paul's Boutique.
Nigel, that's really impressive. Good job. Okay, 2 of 3 so far. That's really good. Here we go. Question number 4. The Apostle Paul was blinded on his way to what city? The road to
Damascus.
Boom! That's 3 of 4. If he gets,
I may not have gotten it if you hadn't said the road to.
Okay, 3 of 4. Let's keep going. While it's hot, here we go. Oh, you're going to get this one easy. Question number 5. What was the name of the prophet swallowed by a large fish?
Job. Hold on. Wait.
You're close. You're close. It's a J.
Swallowed by a large fish.
Jonah.
Yes, but your first answer was Job, so that is wrong. It all comes down to question number 6.
Okay.
He has 3 right, 2 wrong, and I'm being very gracious with 3 right because he said Ruth was the first book of the Bible. Here we go. The last question to win it all. Who was the first? You're not looking on Google, are you?
No, I'm.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Who was the first king of Israel?
Well, David.
Can we have a 3rd grade Sunday school class call in, please? The first king of Israel, David, was the second king.
Give me a hint. Come on. I know I got it wrong.
This person conquered or killed thousands. David killed 10,000s. Better call.
Allison.
Better call. No, Nigel, listen. Better call.
Saul.
There you
King
go.
Saul.
Oh,
no. All right.
So,
3 of 6.
looks like I was right. But you know what?
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that one.
And that's why we're not going to do a religious podcast.
Or maybe that's what you need to.
Because I didn't know Saul and David. King David is the better known than Saul.
The only clip I'll remember from this is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Ruth.
And Job was swallowed by
And
the
Job,
whale.
boy, did he have a rough time.
Man. All right, Matt Bear, I'm through with this.
I can't do it. I'm flipping through the book of Ruth right now. I think it's in the Third Testament. Looking at southbound 6570 stopped right now for the door split to the south split. And then we have a stall on the south side. It's northbound 65 at 465. Stall blocking the right lane. Stop and go traffic. 2 stop 11 Road. That's an 18-minute delay. Crash southbound 65 on the 38th Street collector ramp going east. It's over on the right shoulder, so no delay here, but lots of response there at the moment. Eastbound 70 stop and go from Harding Street into the Meridian Street, Illinois South Split area. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Vic Ferrari in the WIBC chat. Nigel grew up in church eating the paper. That's what we... let's see. Boggs is asking Nigel Bible questions, and he's failing miserably.
People around the city rushing to their radios. He's asking Nigel Bible questions.
Nigel needs to take Bible school all over again. But you can't tell me if Ruth is in the New or Old Testament, so don't even.
It's
act
after
like
Joshua judges Ruth.
Joshua judges Ruth.
I can do all the books of the Bible in order in under 15 seconds. Thank you.
84 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, 93 WIBC. We have Is This Anything next?
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. And right now, lease a new 2025 RAV4, just $349 per month. Or a new Tacoma, $299 per month. Plus, choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more.
Hubler's got you covered.
At the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com. Grand opening savings and the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles.
Cover me!
Select models, approved credit, plus tax tag title license 199 dealer doc. RAV4 model 4432, Tacoma model 7540, 36 months, $29.99 due, 0 security, 10,000 annual miles, 15 cents per mile thereafter. Expires 7/31.
Summer is here, and that means it's time for new flooring in your home. Brothers Floor Covering is ready to help. Brand new carpet, hardwoods, laminates, and luxury vinyl plank in stock now. Plus, Brothers Floor Covering can get your new flooring installed in as little as 2 weeks. Visit Brothers Floor Covering today at their new location, 8550 North Michigan Road. Discover why buying local means getting more, not paying more. Get the flooring of your dreams installed now. Go to brothers-floorcovering.com. That's brothers-floorcovering.com.
History returns with the Brickyard 400 at the famed 2.5-mile oval, celebrating NASCAR's roots at the racing capital of the world. Brickyard weekend starts Thursday, July 24th with the Indiana Sprint Week race, with sprint cars running on the IMS dirt track for the first time ever. Saturday, July 26th, get ready for action with the NASCAR Xfinity Series Pennzoil 250. Then Sunday, July 27th, the NASCAR Cup Series Brickyard 400, presented by PPG, returns to the oval of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Buy now and save at IMS.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
No one wants to leave behind stress for their family. That's why a trust or a will is so important. Without one, your assets might go to the wrong people or leave out loved ones. Also, probate is long, expensive, and often avoidable with a revocable trust. Trustandwill.com makes it simple to create a personalized estate plan. A trust or will provides clarity and peace of mind. Get 20% off on your estate plan documents by visiting trustandwill.com/radio.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
How did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you. All of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos. Malcolm is a listening learner, so he checks with Babbel's speech recognition to be... However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you text radio to 64,000. That's radio to 64,000.
Hey, this is Denny Smith for LD Smith Plumbing. Lance Smith joins me right now. No, we're not related, but I'd be proud to call him my son, my uncle, my cousin, whatever. Lance, welcome to the studio.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, sump pumps, they're coming up. You guys, it's probably time to get your sump pump special. You brag on this every year.
Yep, it's a real deal. Free primary sump pump with the purchase of a battery backup system. Simple as that. No hidden labor fees or anything like that. 317-927-7186 or ldsmithplumbing.com.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Yeah, we're brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed, presented by the Attorney General's office here in Indiana. The Attorney General's office reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. Fast, easy, and free to search at indianaunclaimed.gov. Jeff Boggs filling in for Hammer. Hammer usually gives me these. I'll give these to you.
All right.
And see if you think these are anything or not. Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath. You may have heard about their final show. They set a new record for highest grossing charity concert of all time.
Ooh.
Over in the UK. It raised $190 million.
Whoa.
Last time we'll ever see Ozzy on stage, he came out and did some solo performance. He did like five of his solo hits, and then he finished out with Black Sabbath. I saw Sabbath like in 2015 up at whatever it was called back then, Verizon, Deer Creek, Ruoff, whatever. And it was awesome. I loved it. So glad I got to see that. Someone isolated Ozzy's emotional vocals as he was singing Mama, I'm Coming Home. Here we go.
Times have changed and times are strange. Here I come, but I ain't the same. Mama, I'm coming home.
We can keep going.
Times go by, seems to me you could have been a better friend to me. Mama, I'm coming home.
So that was the isolated vocals of him saying, Mama, I'm coming home for the last time.
Sounds okay.
Is that
78 years old, 76, something like that. 43, I don't know.
Oh, I thought he was in his 80s.
I don't think so. I think
76?
76, yeah.
Wow, but he's had a life. To me, it sounded like Joe Biden singing in his shower.
Awkward. That's awkward. That's a weird. I've worked with Ozzy on a couple things. So him and his son Jack and Sharon, and I've worked with them on a few things. So they're very nice people. Like Ozzy's really, it was called Osbourne's Reloaded. It was a 1-hour special on Fox.
Okay.
And we were doing a bit about the Golden Girls, and Ozzy was sitting on the couch in my office, and I put in a tape, and we're watching the Golden Girls, so I could explain to him what we're doing.
You watched the Golden Girls
with Ozzy,
Osbourne?
And he kept looking at me going, "Oh, it's funny. Yeah, you did this?" And I go, "Oh, no, I didn't do the Golden Girls." I go, "I think Sharon explained that we're thinking of doing a bit." He goes, "Oh, you did this." And I was like, "Oh." And then Jack came in and got him. So very nice man. And I thought the vocals for 76 sounded pretty good.
That is incredible. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
The countdown is on, baby, for Diamonds Direct's Designer Summer Sale. It officially kicks off July 21st, but the big event is happening next weekend, July 25th through the 27th. They're flying in exclusive designer collections from New York, from LA, in a can't-miss event for jewelry lovers. If you want early access, appointments are open right now. So if you're thinking about popping the question, this is the time. Diamonds Direct, Keystone at the Crossing. You got to tell them Hammer from Hammer and Nigel sent you.
At Kingdom Roofing Systems, they do more than just roofing. They believe in honoring those who've served. Kingdom Roofing Systems proudly participates in the Roof Deployment Project, which provides a brand new roof to a deserving U.S. veteran or active duty service member, absolutely free. You can help give back to those who have given so much. If you or someone you know has served, owns their home, and is in need of a new roof, apply today at kingdomroofingsystems.com/RDP. Kingdom Roofing Systems, building roofs, honoring heroes.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A weekend to keep your eye on the sky. Right now, you've got a cloudy sky, and it's 84 degrees in the Circle City. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:31. You might see heavy rain at times in Indiana, no matter where you are. And there's also the possibility of lightning this weekend.
The storm doesn't have to be severe to be dangerous with respect to lightning. I mean, any thunderstorm, by very definition, includes lightning. The thing that we always tell folks is when thunder roars, go indoors.
Joe Neild from the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says lightning can stop your heart, harm your brain, and burn your skin. It's expected Saturday, and Neild also urges you to watch out for high wind gusts. Misconduct and harassment are the charges against an IMPD officer who was arrested today. Police say Nicholas Cawley had been contacting his ex-spouse throughout the year, despite repeatedly being told to stop, and even showed up at his former spouse's place of work while on duty. Cawley's been with IMPD for 9 years. He's on administrative leave now. Tech company Astronomer is looking into their CEO after he was caught on camera snuggling up with the head of human resources. Andy Byron and Kristen Cabot were shown on the Jumbotron at a Coldplay concert in Boston, and they immediately tried to hide their faces from the camera this week, and that moment has received more than 20 million views on several social media platforms like TikTok. Byron's wife removed her husband's last name from her Facebook profile and then deleted her account. An accidental explosion killed 3 sheriff's deputies today at a Los Angeles Sheriff's Department training site.
It is somewhat of a beautiful day today weather-wise, but there's definitely a black cloud hanging over the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department and our county family.
That's L.A. County Sheriff Robert Luna this afternoon. The FBI believes the explosion happened as the sheriff's deputies were moving explosives to the training site. A historic moment for metal captured on film. Fox's Michelle Polino explains.
Ozzy Osbourne is getting a proper send-off on the big screen. A new concert film, Back to the Beginning, Ozzy's Final Bow, will hit theaters in early 2026, capturing Black Sabbath's final performance together after 2 decades, shot at the sold-out stadium show in Ozzy's hometown of Birmingham. The 100-minute film features classics like War Pigs and Paranoid, along with backstage moments and interviews. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
Now it's time for a WIBC closing bell report. And at the closing bell today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 142 points to 44,342. The S&P lost a fraction of a point to 6296. And the NASDAQ rose 10 points, though, to 20,895. It's 4:34. Your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
So what's in the bag today? Yesterday's leftovers? Another lunch meat sandwich? Well, go ahead and pull up a rock and settle in for a half hour of I wish I was eating something else. Or you could be eating something else, or someplace else. If you're brown bagging it at the corner of 30th and Shadeland area, drop over to His Place Eatery for 30 minutes of why didn't I know about this place sooner? Nothing fancy, not a lot of frills. They save that for the quality of the meal. Like ribs that fall off the bone, southern fried chicken, sides that will cause your taste buds to thank you into tomorrow. Put that in your brown bag and eat it. Better yet, bank the bag. Go to His Place Eatery at the corner of 30th and Shadeland, or the newest location off 86th and Ditch Road. Your dirty boots and work clothes are welcome here. His Place, your place for lunch. Go to hisplaceeatery.com to learn more.
With traffic at 4:35, here's Matt Baer.
Northeast side, John, a breakdown on eastbound 465 at I-69. It blocks the right lane and slows us down to Keystone Avenue. We had it stalled on the south side, northbound 65 at 465. That's cleared the interstate. Still stop and go traffic back to County Line Road. Southbound 6570 is jammed from the north split to the south split. A 4-minute delay because of road construction. Also has us backed up to rural on westbound 70. On the east side, southbound 465. Stop and go traffic from I-70 down to South Shadeland Avenue. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now with Dream Baths by B, get 2 bathroom remodels for the price of 1 plus a free entry door in 24 months, same as cash with 0 interest. Trust a local, trust employee owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
As we move towards the evening hours, will remain partly cloudy with a low of 72 and get back into the mid-80s by Saturday afternoon with mostly cloudy skies. However, a good chance for a wave of storms in the afternoon hours on Saturday. Be prepared for that here in central Indiana. Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Rudolph Sudas, 493 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Summer's in full swing, so come get that hot summer deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get $20,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, plus 0% for 72 months. Or lease a new 2025 Lincoln Corsair for just $499 per month at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP $110,425. Corsair MSRP $53,915. $3,500 due at lease signing. 0 security deposit. 36 months. 10,500 miles per year. Offers good through 7/31/2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9379. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9379. That's 800-575-9379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Man, Boggs, I forgot to turn the camera around. Can you turn the camera around onto Matt Baer there? My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is out. Jeff Boggs, lifelong Hoosier. And longtime writer for the Letterman Show here. Also live in studio, Matt Baer, WIBC Traffic Beast. How's that look on the YouTube channel?
It doesn't look good. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. You guys talk.
Can we start our segment here?
It's very tipped.
I think it looks fantastic.
I'm watching it now. It's hilarious.
You know
we
what?
gotta get.
You can take a seat, Jeff.
Take a seat, Jeff. Let Allison do it. I didn't even think about it.
Oh, now the camera's off.
Oh, great. Great. WIBC Traffic Beast, co-host of Supporting Sobriety, Matt Baer joining us. The WNBA All-Star Game this weekend. I mean, the circle's already filled with people, man. Tell us about some of the traffic. And I do want to get to a segment from your Supporting Sobriety podcast here in a minute, because it kind of goes along with something that you, Jeff and I were talking about earlier. But the south end of Monument Circle closed Wednesday through Sunday. It looks like it's pretty fun down there right now. Jeff, you've been down there.
Yeah.
What are we thinking, man? What's the traffic situation downtown?
It's going to be absolutely packed, and you can expect a lot of traffic around the circle as you have right now. And you have if you haven't been downtown, say for a big event all summer or through the winter time, and it's been a year since you've been downtown, man, leave early. That's what I got to tell you. Leave early. There are a lot of changes, not only in the parts where there aren't construction. Things could be 2 lanes, 1 lane. You know, there have been a lot of, I don't want to say evolution necessarily, but our downtown streets have changed a lot. And I said it just a second ago, man, there is construction.
It's
everywhere. Yeah.
Washington Street makes no sense. When you're trying to get to the circle, people are just parked in the middle of Washington Street trying to parallel park, which stops an entire lane, and then a FedEx truck is in the next lane.
Are you talking about DoorDash Alley?
DoorDash Alley.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's where all the DoorDashers park. You can double park, triple park, quadruple park. As long as you have your hazards on, it seems perfectly legal.
Thank God Almighty that the West Street is done. That construction is done.
It is? I had it going on until late September.
I got off today. There was there was nothing
for the All-Star game. Then okay.
I have so it might be back next week.
Very much so. That is the Big West Street project, where they take everything down to 1 lane on downtown's maybe most important corridor that goes north and south. So that's been a real pain in the butt for everybody. But yeah, that's supposed to be done late September when they finally pick up the cones for good.
It's like traffic and weather with Nigel. He's like, yeah, West Street's open, and it's like 82 or something. I'm going to trust Matt Baer when it comes to what roads to take.
I'm trusting Nigel, and then I'm going to
I took West Street today. There was no construction, but it did look like there was something that would probably be going on next week. They would pick it back up next week. Yeah. But that 65 northbound closure, been postponed?
Yeah, that's been put off, and that's a good thing for the WNBA All-Star Game this weekend, because that's a huge corridor to downtown, that northbound 65 from the south side. This closure is going to happen. It has been postponed. It was the big closure of the northbound side from 465 up to the south split, and because of the threat of really bad weather coming in this weekend. And please watch out for that if you are traveling downtown. But 65 will remain open this weekend. So that's a little serendipitous. That's a little feather in our cap there, right? You know, this construction universe.
Why not? WNBA All-Star Weekend. Why not? And for people listening on the radio, you can't see it, but I'm looking across the desk at Matt Baer and his guns. He has a tank top on, and his arms are basically just like steel twisted. You look so jacked today that it's really impressive. Nice work.
I was really just doing laundry, and I decided to wear my post-gym clothes today, so that's all that is.
Do you want to talk about your new tattoo?
Yeah, we can talk
about the new tattoo. I mean, can you see a little bit of that?
Is it the
tattoo, Jeff?
The wings coming out?
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the one that said butterscotch.
That's the lower back tattoo?
That's above your ass.
The whale tail.
Yeah,
sure.
Small on my back. It says butterscotch. I'm going to get one that matches.
Stop. Is that a new tattoo on your shoulder?
Yes, it is. Very much so. It's a phoenix that goes down my side, and I've had it for a few months now.
I just now seeing that for the first time.
No, thanks, man. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. It has to do with recovery. I won't go too much into it because it's kind of personal, but it is something with recovery that I've wanted for years and years now.
Cool.
And I went to this place downtown. It's called Masterworks, and we aren't affiliated or anything. They just did my tattoo, and it was one of the best experiences I've had in a long time. It was like everything was open there. They had the doors open, and they just started putting a very painful needle in my shoulder.
How long did it take?
About an hour and a half.
Oh, wow. Really?
And you have more to go on the tattoo?
Yeah, they still have to fill it in and everything, and that takes money. So, I'm going to save my pennies like I did with this first one for years and years. And
Should
then probably,
we do a GoFundMe for the Matt Bear?
Absolutely.
What?
Yeah. MoveOn.org has one right now. It's GoFundMe would be great. No, it's just something that's really important to me, and it's some people are like, wow, 47 midlife crisis, and I'm like, yes, but besides that, I'm like, no, it's something for my recovery, and I dig it. I'm glad I did it.
It looks cool.
Matt Bear is the co-host of Supporting Sobriety podcast, along with Ryan Hedrick from the WIBC Newsroom. I was given a Bible quiz earlier this hour by Jeff, and I like to talk religion a little bit. We like to go back and forth. I have questions. He has questions. I have more questions than he does. But when talking about recovery, I often hear like AAA. AA. Sorry for making that.
When your car breaks down, the AA line AAA comes, and then it can tow you away.
But I hear that like there is, a higher power aspect involved in recovery, and some people that don't necessarily believe in that aspect of life have a problem with that. Do you? And what does higher power mean to you when we're talking about sobriety?
One of the things that I really had trouble with recovery in the beginning was the concept of religion and the concept of God, because I wasn't so much an agnostic my entire life as I was. I just rejected the concept of religious tenets. And, I've really come around on a lot of that. But as we talk about on Supporting Sobriety, a podcast for the caregiver of the recovering alcoholic and an addict, me being a recovering alcoholic and addict, and our partner, our fantastic morning anchor, Ryan Hedrick, a recovering addict. One of the things we try to do is facilitate some of this information, like some of these stigmas that we have about recovery and addiction and how a lot of them just aren't true. One of the big ones is with a spiritual component in recovery, how is that counterintuitive to religion? And can you be religious and recover at the same time, or vice versa? Can you not be religious and recover? And the answer is all of that. I've just never met any, how do I want to say, resistance to a religion in recovery, but there's very much a spiritual component. So what we were talking about this episode is religion and what the higher power is when you get into recovery. And it's basically God of our understanding, but your higher power can be anything. It could be a group. It could be a recovery center. Whatever works between you and your sponsor, but it's not religious. It goes into the idea that recovery is a cult. And because of a term like higher power, they hear that and they think Jim Jones or something like, well, maybe not directly to Jim Jones, something in between,
Yeah.
I mean, right.
The hell bop.
Yeah, the hell bop, but it's something that can scare away a lot of people thinking about entering recovery and going to recovery programs. So we talked about, you ready for the clip? Okay,
Yeah.
we talked about this a little bit, and the phrase higher power. And it's not cultish. It's anything but. Religion is just not discouraged. In fact, if you have the Bible in one hand, a big book in the other, it really makes for a powerful combination. Not one time in my 12-step career have I heard anybody discourage religion in a meeting of any kind, saying, well, this is better than religion, or, you shouldn't do religion, you should do 12-step, or anything like that. No, as a matter of fact, I hear the opposite about how one thing can supplement the recovery of another thing. And it's like having the big book in the Bible or the big book in the Quran, whatever you might be doing. I mean, that's like throwing gas on a smoldering fire. As far as your recovery goes, you get spirituality. Here you get the more, the merrier. It's essentially what I've heard when it comes to religion and spirituality. So nobody's out there dissing your religion. Nobody's telling anybody not to be part of that religion. So now if I'm hearing this and I'm an devout father and I've raised my kids in the church and I start hearing terms like higher power, I'm going to be concerned. I've never been a father, but I'd still be concerned. I'd be like, okay, what about this new recovery group is going to come in conflict with this religion that we all grew up with? And this episode, I think, will ease a lot of those concerns because, again, you have the big book in one hand, a Bible in the other, and you have yourself a strong combination for recovery.
And where can people find that episode?
Supporting Sobriety can be found at any major podcast provider. I use Apple, Apple, Spotify, any of those. And you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at sobriety_pod. Would love to have you part of the conversation, and I'd love for everybody to check us out if they would, please.
That's Matt Bear. Thank you very much, buddy.
Love you guys. Thanks for having me.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. Words can't even describe how awesome my concrete flooring in my utility room in my basement looks. Had Galaxy Concrete Coatings come in, give me a brand new coating down there. You know those utility rooms in your basement are all creepy and dirty and stained and cracked. And they came down and turned that room into something somewhere I want to actually be in now. They did the same thing with my garage floor, too. My Galaxy Concrete garage floor coating is out of this world. Check out their website to see pictures and get a quote, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, or give them a call, 751-9070.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through July 21st, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card for your business. Call and switch to Comcast Business today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Lately, the market has been making some big moves, and not all in the right direction. If you've been watching the numbers and wondering what it all means for your retirement, you're not alone. At Howard Bailey Financial, we plan for times like this. The truth is, a volatile day on Wall Street can feel a lot different when you're getting closer to retirement. That's why right now is the right time to take a fresh look at your portfolio, and Howard Bailey can help. Are you taking on more risk than you realize? Are you diversified in a way that makes sense for where you are in life? Find out today with the help of our free Market Volatility Guide. Visit retirewithpurpose.com to download your free guide and learn more about what market shifts may mean for you. That's retirewithpurpose.com. Together, let's make sure your plan is built to weather whatever comes next. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
From marshmallow festivals to fireworks on the shore. No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. During Hubler's Freedom to Drive, shop any of our 13 locations and choose from Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and more. Over 2,000 vehicles. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles during our Freedom to Drive. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Trust employee owned. B Windows extending our employee discount to you. Up to 55% off, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust your home to B.
You support them. Who supports you? Matt Bear and Ryan Hedrick provide insight, encouragement, and resources to help you navigate a loved one's recovery on the Supporting Sobriety podcast. Listen and get support wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bear, what's up with traffic?
All right, Nigel, looking at a crash on the east side. It's northbound 465 between I-70 and Penn Pike, and 2 right lanes. They took a 3rd right lane. 3 right lanes are blocked, and traffic is stopped back to I-70. A delay right now of 5 minutes. On the northeast side, stall, eastbound 465 at I-69, and it blocks the right lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Keystone Avenue. Southbound 6570, that's a construction delay from the north split to the south split, delay of 4 minutes. Northbound 65 still slow from County Line Road up to 465 on the south side, and slow again from Keystone Avenue into the south split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by B Window right now with Dream Baths by B. Get 2 bathroom remodels for the price of 1 plus a free entry door, and 24 months same as cash with 0 interest. Trust a local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
85 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center here on 93 WIBC. Jeff Boggs filling in for Hammer. Do you want to go with the alleged stalker attending the wedding of a man, making a speech, or do we want to? We've got like 2 minutes here.
I saw the stalker video. So is that real? Do we know if it was real?
Well, let's get this is a video going viral. A stalker attending the wedding of a man named Dan Freed and flipping out while she was making a speech. Somehow she got a hold of the microphone. Some people think she may have been paid to kind of shake things up at the wedding. Here's her speech.
You are the luckiest woman in the world. Dan is such a great guy. He's got everything a woman could ever want. I would do anything to be you, Carolyn. Because Dan, you never even gave us a chance.
That's fake.
Yeah.
You never even gave us a chance. I'm the one who taught you to make crab cakes, and it wasn't for you. You still be making Krabby Patties. So it's too late. What does she have that I don't?
It's fake, but it's everywhere. And you know there are people that are believing this.
It's happening more and more. People.
Why would you do that at your wedding, first of all?
Right. It's fake. The only thing real on these videos anymore is people punching each other at Walmart. Like, those are real. This one right here is fake. Half of the ones I see now, it's like, why am I even watching them? You know, it's the breakups. They're fake.
Diagnosed with a venous insufficiency, chronic venous insufficiency. Donald Trump. More on that here in just a minute after 5 o'clock on the Hammer and Nigel Show. Yeah, if you're thinking about new windows in the house, your AC's working overtime, the hot air is getting in, the cold air is seeping out, you're wasting tons of money on energy, don't do anything until you've contacted Window Nation. WindowNation.com. I'm a Window Nation customer, and the deal they have right now is incredible. 50% off all window styles, 0 interest for 5 whole years. When you choose Window Nation to replace your windows, you won't pay any interest until 2030.
I want you to remember this phone number, 866-90-NATION. Window Nation, the best windows on the market, the best staff, an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, and right now, the best deal. Get half off, 50% all style of windows. Whatever style you like, half off. And if that's not enough, 0 interest, nothing, nada, until 2030. 866-90-NATION, or go to windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Hey, what's your favorite exhibit at the Indianapolis Zoo? Mine's got to be, hands down, the dolphin shows. They're awesome. Sun's out, animals are out. Let's make it a zoo day. The Indianapolis Zoo is the perfect summer escape, and AAA Hoosier Motor Club is helping you get there and beyond. AAA has now officially partnered with the Indianapolis Zoo, bringing exclusive new perks. Like all year long, AAA members can save up to 35% on general admission e-tickets.
Going to the Indianapolis Zoo, always a blast. Same with going on vacation. So if you're planning a summer road trip or maybe a staycation, it might be the perfect time to join AAA. Plus, if you run into trouble on the road, AAA has you covered. Flat tire, dead battery, run out of gas, lock your keys in the car. AAA is there 24/7, 365, no matter where your travels take you. So this summer, do yourself a favor and join AAA today. Visit AAA.com for more information about the new Indianapolis Zoo partnership and other great member savings.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like the Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available, or save up to $4,000. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota, or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/today. Ethos.com/today.
Summer's in full swing, so come get that hot summer deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get $20,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, plus 0% for 72 months. Or lease a new 2025 Lincoln Corsair for just $499 per month at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP $110,425. Corsair MSRP $53,915. $3,500 due at lease signing. 0 security deposit. 36 months. 10,500 miles per year. Offers good through 7/31/2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, an IMPD officer normally puts the handcuffs on others, but you'll find out why one of them was put in handcuffs today. That story and more after Fox News on 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, and it's now 5 o'clock.
Explosive Friday morning in East L.A. I'm John Saucier, Fox News. Local and federal officials are investigating a deadly explosion at a Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department training facility. Here's Fox's Kristen Goodwin with more.
L.A. County Sheriff Robert Luna confirming an explosion at the department's Special Enforcement Bureau in East L.A.
Tragically, there were 3 sworn members who were fatally killed that were assigned to our arson explosives detail.
Saying no others were injured.
At this time, we do not know the cause of the explosion.
Stressing the FBI and ATF for helping to investigate and revealing the 3 killed had served the community proudly for 74 years collectively.
19 years, 22 years, and 33 years.
Calling this the largest loss of life for the department since 1857. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
The Genius Act is now law.
We take a giant step to cement American dominance of global finance and crypto technology as we sign the landmark Genius Act into law.
President Trump speaking there in the East Room of the White House today, signing this bipartisan legislation which sets initial guardrails and consumer protection for stable coins, a type of cryptocurrency that's tied to a stable asset like the U.S. dollar. This reduces price volatility. It passed both the House and Senate with wide bipartisan margins. The Education Department will release some previously withheld grant money for after-school programs. This days after 10 Republican senators sent a letter imploring the Office of Management and Budget to allow the funds to be sent to states. President Trump's administration withheld more than $6 billion in federal grants for after-school and summer programs, adult literacy, and English language instruction, all this part of a review to ensure spending aligned with the White House's priorities. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A police officer in handcuffs. Mostly cloudy and 85 in downtown Indy. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 5:02. An IMPD officer was taken into custody today and is now on administrative leave. Investigators say Nicholas Colley's been charged with harassment and misconduct because he repeatedly kept contacting his ex-wife even after he was told not to, and even used his authority as a cop to look up her license plate information. IMPD Chief Chris Bailey says Colley does not have the authority to do that now that he's on leave. Colley's been an IMPD officer for 9 years. Like John Fogerty once said, it looks like we're in for nasty weather. That bad weather looks to be arriving in Indiana on Saturday. Ryan Hedrick reports.
All threats are on the table Saturday, including damaging winds, flooding, and tornadoes.
Certainly. The threat is fairly low for us, but with what we're expecting
which could be fairly well organized.
Forecaster Joe Neal with the National Weather Service, Indianapolis.
Those sorts of complexes tend to produce, quick little spin-ups.
He says if you hear tornado sirens,
you want to be in a structure that has some substance to it. We're not talking in an open garage.
Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
As for what's happening today in Indianapolis on Monument Circle, that's people playing basketball and shooting some hoops around all the WNBA All-Star displays with the WNBA All-Star Game taking place tomorrow night. But Melissa Rowe with the Indy Arts Council says that's not all that's going on in the circle.
Pop-ups all around the city produced by Indy Dance Council. There's going to be a salsa dance party, a dance cam, and a silent disco. We're going to have a lot going on at Monument Circle.
She told Wish TV's Scott Sander earlier today there's also a basketball mural on the Star Bank that was put together by an artist in the area named Ashley Nora. As for the WNBA three-point contest tonight, Indiana Fever guard Lexi Hull is replacing Caitlin Clark in the three-point contest. Marion County prosecutor Ryan Mears has been criticized by Indiana Governor Mike Braun for not being tough enough on crime. Here's what Mears had to say about the governor's criticism today.
I view everything through the prism of can we prevent crime and can we solve crime? And if the governor has suggestions on how that can be done here in Marion County, we're happy to have that conversation.
He says permitless carry with guns becoming legal has made it easier for guns to get in the hands of criminals. Indiana Wesleyan University has been awarded the inaugural Collegiate Purple Star of Indiana by the Indiana Commission for Higher Education and the Department of Veterans Affairs. This honor recognizes eligible post-secondary institutions that have successfully demonstrated a supportive environment for U.S. military-affiliated students from application to graduation. Your traffic and weather next. It's 5:04.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
Afternoon traffic on WIBC. Here's Matt Baer.
All right, John, we have a hell of a crash on the east side here. It's northbound 465 between I-70 and Penn Pike. 3 right lanes are closed. Traffic is jammed past Washington Street to Brookville Road for a delay time of 17 minutes. Inbound 70 slows Rural Street to the north split, and then we're stopped on southbound 6570 north split to the south split for a delay of 4 minutes. That's because of construction. Eastbound 70 slows Belmont to Meridian, Illinois. Inbound 69 slow roll from 100 to 632 82nd, and north side eastbound 465 slows from 865 over to Meridian. Crash on the south side. This is Madison Avenue at Stop 11 Road. Traffic sponsored by Aleve. Traffic and body pain can slow you down, but don't let the pain stop you. With just one pill, Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so you can keep moving. Use as directed. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
The forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Saturday to be very humid and active with scattered showers and storms in the morning, afternoon and evening, and potentially late nighttime hours. There's a level 2 to 5 slight risk for severe wind gusts in the afternoon and evening hours, along with some flooding concerns. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
Yeah, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is out. Jeff Boggs is in, lifelong Hoosier, former writer for The Late Show with David Letterman, has a unique perspective on the canceling of The Late Show. I want to get to that here in a few minutes, but first, At the top of every hour during the show, you've gone down on Monument Circle. They've had, it looks like they've got 50 different basketball goals, a bunch of different WNBA events and activities going on, and each time you come up bragging about the amount of three-pointers you've hit.
Right. So I just went down this time, and
yes,
I hit 5 3-pointers in a row.
Okay, but there's no markings. There's not
an arc, but I know where the arc would be. Baller's ball. I know where the arc is, and I hit 5 in a row. And the gentleman down there running the exhibit, he looked at me and said, "Haven't seen someone hit 5 yet. Nice job." So you can say what you want, Nigel. I just went and did it.
There's a guy that said, "Hey, nice job, 5 3-pointers." But there's literally no markings whatsoever.
But it was from
no
3-point land, Nigel. I don't need a marking.
You need an arc. You need a piece of tape.
I got a hoop. I got a hoop, and I got distance, and I know they were from 3 points, and I hit 5 in a row. Don't get mad about it.
Okay. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
There's tons going on Monument Circle. What's the vibe down there?
It's actually kind of cool. They did a good job setting it up. The signage is cool. There was a moment where 3 very tall women started walking through the crowd, and everyone was Twitter and running and like, "Can we get pictures? Can we get pictures?" They stopped, and then they kept walking, and I asked, "Who were they?" And everyone's like, "We have no clue."
We just know that they're tall.
They were tall.
No, they're tall. They must play basketball professionally at some point.
They must. Let me ask you one thing real quick. After hitting 5 3-pointers like that,
for God's sake,
if I were to play in the All-Star game this weekend, how many points do I score?
0.
No.
You don't score.
But being serious, let's not do a bit. How many points? I would say,
Jeff, I'm not doing a bit.
If I had 5 minutes in that game, I would score 9 points.
Oh my God! Oh, I'm gonna crawl under this desk and pound.
Do you
my head
really
on
not
it.
think I would score 9 points?
You would not score against these girls in the WNBA at all. No,
I would score 9 points in 5 minutes. 2 threes, a couple free throws.
You're making me. My blood pressure has been normal for the past 3 months, but that's honestly making me a little mad.
9 points and a steal.
You know who has great health and has very little problems with blood pressure, but problems with his veins? President Trump, diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency. It's a vein condition, Jeff, common in older adults. He's been checked for swelling. You've seen the pictures. It looks like he's got cankles. Donald Trump, he's got like some swelling in his legs and ankles. And the press secretary came right out and said, "Look, it's venous insufficiency. It's common in people older than 70. It's an old guy problems." And, you can manage it with weight loss and exercise and compression stockings, and Trump's not going to do any of that. Right. I added that Trump's not going to do any of that.
He won't. He eats McDonald's every day.
Could you imagine handing Donald Trump a pair of compression stockings? My wife wore those when she was pregnant, for God's sake.
Okay. People wear them on airplanes.
What?
To keep the blood flow.
What are you talking about? You're kidding me.
Allison, you know this.
No, that's true.
Oh my God!
You should try it. I don't wear them yet, but I've heard.
Try it.
I've heard they're great.
They help with circulation while you're at 30,000 feet.
Where would you go to get a pair of compression
Dick's
stockings?
Sporting Goods, probably.
Amazon,
probably
Walmart.
Anywhere that sells fine compression stockings.
Meanwhile, nobody wants to talk about Biden's cognitive ability when he was gone. Look, the press secretary for Donald Trump got right out in front of this because everybody was talking about bruises on Donald Trump's hands and his cankles. And she's like, "Look, we're going to release a full report. Here's what's going on." And meanwhile, James Comer from Kentucky, representative out of Kentucky, doing an investigation into what people knew in Biden's camp about his cognitive ability when he was president. It's going bad in these hearings, Jeff, because everybody's taking the fifth in Biden's camp.
Well, if your president said, "My uncle was eaten by cannibals," I would do the same.
Here's a from today, the hearings today. Here's Representative, again, James Comer leading the investigation from Kentucky. The third witness in our investigation into the cover-up of President Biden's cognitive decline and unauthorized executive actions pleaded the Fifth Amendment today. There is now a pattern of key Biden confidants seeking to shield themselves from criminal liability for this potential conspiracy. He goes on to write, "It's unbelievable that this person and others would refuse to answer basic questions about President Biden's fitness to serve. It's apparent they would rather hide key information to protect themselves and Joe Biden than be truthful with the American people about this historical scandal." Wow. What do you know? So we have on one side by Trump's press secretary saying, look, the cankles and the bruises and the veins, it's all, old guy stuff. On the other hand, James Comer and this investigative committee, everybody's pleading the fifth on Biden's side.
It's ridiculous. Nigel, remember when you were making fun of people who wear compression socks a couple minutes ago? You were like, oh, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, I've never heard of anything. My mom just texted me. And my mother said,
oh, no.
Please tell Nigel that I wore my compression socks on the flight to Israel 2 years ago. So if you want to make fun of people, go right ahead.
My wife
Leave my mom out of it.
My wife, she did when she was pregnant, she wore the compression stockings or the whatever you pull up. You put them over your whole legs and your hips. Are those stockings? But
yeah,
are those
girdle? Like a girdle?
I don't think you call it a girdle, but they were compression because her veins were hurting so bad.
Yeah,
right. Because your legs swell when you're pregnant.
Yes.
I think
what she did. But Donald Trump, I think if somebody handed him a pair of compression socks, he would say politely, "No, thank you."
He seems very particular about his clothing. Remember when he got shot?
Yes.
And the Secret Service has him down, and they're trying to get him out, and he goes, no, I got to get my shoes. I got to get my shoes.
Okay, yeah. So he's not going to do the compression stockings at all. Matt Bear, what's going on with traffic?
What's up, fellas? Looking at northbound 465 between 70 and Penn Pike on the east side. It is a crash. 2 right lanes are blocked, and traffic is stop and go back to Washington Street. Our delay time right now is at 15 minutes. Southbound 465 on the east side, stop and go traffic from Brookville Road down to I-74. It is a crash going from downtown towards the airport, westbound 70 at West Street, and the left lane is closed. Traffic is slow through the area. No delay yet. Big one on southbound 65. 70 delay running at 6 minutes from the north split to the south split, and then inbound 65 drags a little around 21st Street. Not too bad at the moment. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com. Get 60% off and free UPS shipping. Use code radio for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
When everything goes to hell, when Hammer's gone, I forgot to do Allison puts together a montage, a weekend review.
I love it.
Nice of you to remember.
She has it ready. She actually sent it to me today, but I didn't want to listen to it. I want to hear it live on the air, but like some of the best of moments, some of the lines.
Is it going to include you saying Ruth?
I don't know. Should we wait? Can we wait till we get back from the break to play that?
I would love to. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Let's do a break and we'll get back to the Hammer and Nigel weekend review next. It's 85 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
Matt Bear here for Trajan Wealth, my fiduciary advisors. They treated me like family, man. So I entrusted my retirement with them, to them, and I'm thrilled, secure, even with my decision. Trajan Wealth's core philosophies, their foundation, is about low expenses, loyalty, smart tax management. These principles set Trajan apart from their competition. I saw the difference, and you will too. Call today and set your first appointment at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Your first consultation is free, by the way. Maybe you have an old 401k with a previous employer just sitting around and collects dust, does you nothing. The fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth can make that 401k start making you money again. Call today to learn more. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. 317 480-4040. Remember, your first appointment is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Everybody knows Hubler's got the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles. But did you know? Now you can get that same limited powertrain warranty on new Toyotas. Introducing the all-new Hubler Toyota. Get grand opening savings all month long. And right now, lease a new 2025 RAV4, just $349 per month. Or a new Tacoma, $299 per month. Plus, choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more.
Hubler's got you covered.
At the all-new Hubler Toyota on US 31 South in Indianapolis. Visit HublerToyota.com. Grand opening savings and the best warranty around. 10 years, 200,000 miles.
Cover me!
Select models. Approved credit. Plus tax tag title license 199 dealer doc. RAV4 model 4432. Tacoma model 7540. 36 months. $29.99 due. Zero security. 10,000 annual miles. 15 cents per mile thereafter. Expires 7/31.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/today. Ethos.com/today.
Indianapolis was built for speed, electricity, and nonstop action.
So was Live Golf. So where better to crown a new individual champion?
Leading the pack, Rahm, DeChambeau, and Neiman.
But only one can be the victor. So be at Chatham Hills August 15th to 17th as Live Golf gets even louder.
With a doubleheader concert from Riley Green and Jason Derulo. Tickets are already flying out of the gate.
Hurry and grab yours now at livegolf.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9379. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9379. That's 800-575-9379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Trust employee owned. B Windows extending our employee discount to you. Up to 55% off, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust your home to B.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 today.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
My name is Nigel. Jeff Boggs in for Hammer. Let's do, before I forget, the weekend review that Allison puts together of some of the highlights, the lowlights of the Hammer and Nigel show, some of the dumb crap that has been said on this show. You put it all together in a montage. So, Allison, you are the star here. Let's go.
They've ranked the meat sticks in order.
I love a good meat stick. For those of you that didn't see that, Hammer, when he said testicular fortitude, grabbed himself.
Ooh, yeah, the cream rise to the top.
And I don't have those. I got sausage fingers.
Would you rather be dragged to the bottom of the ocean by a shark? Would you rather be mauled by a lion going to your mailbox? Or sucked into a meat grinder?
You know, I'm like Donald Trump when Avenatti got arrested. Wish you the best.
Because I'm an adult and I deal with things.
I ate potato salad and baked beans and a hot dog, and then I dove in the pool right afterwards, and I drowned.
They said, yeah, we just came from like the worst 4th of July party we've ever been to, where the dad was banging the daughter.
Whoa. That was the weekend.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Weekend review. Hammer and Nigel show. Thank you, Allison.
Oh, my.
One of the big pop culture showbiz stories this week was that the Late Show has been canceled. Not only Stephen Colbert has been fired, they're not replacing him with somebody else to take over the brand that is the Late Show. Late night TV on CBS is no more in a year. Jeff Boggs wrote for the Letterman show for 5 years in the 90s. You have a unique perspective on this. Is this going to happen on other networks?
Yeah,
do you think?
The question is Jimmy Kimmel just going to, fall on the sword and be like, I'm going to leave before they ask me to leave? Because Kimmel has basically the same ratings, the same problem with ad revenue. So all of those guys are now looking at it. And this could be the tip of the iceberg where it's like, it makes no sense to spend this much money on late night programming with so little return.
What happened? I'm sure there's several factors, and one could be the political factor where everybody in late night talk show hosts went left, and it became like nonpartisan political jokes that Letterman and Leno and everybody used to do to anti-Trump supporters. And every single night, it can't be just that. Or was it?
Well, it's comedy in general. If you look at comedy the last decade, comedy's gone away. There are no more comedy movies that come. Like, there's not comedy. So late night shows were comedy. You go back to all through Carson. Jack Parr, the first one, it was comedy, but it was a talk show. Johnny Carson was a comedian. And then you have Letterman, you have Leno, you have Conan. That's where we would all get our comedy. Now, technology played a huge part of this, because now you can watch it the next morning on YouTube. You can watch it on Twitter, on TikTok. So the need to watch it at 11:30 no longer exists. The other problem, every joke on every topic has already been told online by 11:30 at night. So there's nothing fresh you can do. Now, I would argue that politics was the final nail in the coffin, because basically you lost half your audience. People who are sane, not even diehard conservatives, sane people probably aren't going to tune into Colbert and Kimmel anymore, because you're sick of the nonstop pontificating, Orange Man bad. So it's a perfect storm, and this is not going to stop. I see over your shoulder right now, they're doing the vaccine dance. They're showing a clip of people dressed as syringes on Colbert, and it's embarrassing.
That was, so awful when he was shilling for Pfizer.
Terrible.
So what about the celebrities that come on these shows now these days? Are they too available? Are they too, there's still some celebrities that are mysteries to me. Like back in the day, you didn't see Jack Nicholson or James Caan, or you didn't see these guys all over the place. And now all these giant high-paid celebrities are like, you could go on every show and talk about whatever, and it's like, okay, whatever, I can get this on a podcast or something.
You get 1 million views going on Kimmel, you get 15 million views on TikTok.
Yes.
So, who cares?
But it's like I never see like Jamie Foxx has an Academy Award for portraying Ray. What was the movie? Ray.
Yeah,
Ray.
Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia. But he also hosts a game show.
Right.
And then he goes, but like Leo DiCaprio doesn't do that. I don't see Adrian.
You're talking about Ray Charles.
Ray Charles, yes. He played Ray Charles.
Yeah.
Are these celebrities too available these days? Are they all over the place on TikTok, and they go on these shows and they think people are going to tune in? I've never watched a promo for even Tom Cruise, who I love. Who Tom Cruise just goes on these talk shows and talks about the logistics of what it's like to fly on the side of an airplane.
Right.
is it the celebrities too that like have kind of lost their luster in the movie industry?
I think
a little bit.
I think celebrities in general, not just in the media, but celebrities have, it's not as important anymore when you got a kid who gets the kids here, the creek crawlers. There's a group of kids here in Indianapolis who walk through a creek. They now have 15 million followers on social media.
Yes.
That's a bigger deal than Michael Rappaport going on Kimmel. You know what I mean? It's just like those kids don't need Kimmel, and they're going to make some money off this, and it's great. So the way that you become a celebrity has changed. Also, America's feelings towards celebrities, now that we know how horrible most of them are, after the Weinsteins and the P. Diddy's, I think people now know the whole thing's a crock. So, yeah, it's a perfect storm, and it's going to change the landscape of entertainment.
Got about a minute here before we hit the news. WNBA All-Star Game this weekend in Indy. Huge deal. Monument Circle is packed right now. You were just out there hitting non-existent three-pointers.
I hit 5 3-pointers in a row, and I could score 9 points in the All-Star Game.
Caitlin Clark is injured. She won't be participating in the three-point contest or the game, but she still is the host or hostess of this event. I mean, is it the same? It's not. There's no way it's the same.
It would be like if I went to a Hall & Oates concert and only Oates showed up. I'd be like, oh.
There are other Fever players that are involved in the All-Star Game and the three-point contest.
Yeah, but Caitlin's Hall. The rest of the WNBA is Oates.
Okay.
So, listen, I want the city. I want
it
to be great for the city, but that's a terrible break right there not to have Caitlin Clark. Yeah.
Horrible.
Let's just hope there's no racism. Am I right?
Yes, I agree with you. Let's hope. Coming up next, the state of the economy explained like if you chugged like a fifth of Jim Beam or 10 beers. I love John Carney from Breitbart because he can explain things to you and you would still understand it if you were 10 beers in. You're going to be surprised at what he has to say about Trump's tariffs. You're going to be surprised about what he has to say about Trump wanting to fire the chairman of the Fed. And it's going to be an interesting conversation. That's next, right after the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
An IMPD officer arrested today. Partly cloudy and 82 in the Circle City with some light rain on radar in southern Indiana. I'm Sean Herrick. Here's what's trending at 5:30. Police say Nicholas Cawley drove to his former spouse's place of employment late last month and kept contacting her even after he was told repeatedly to stop. Investigators say he used his law enforcement authority to look up her license plate information. Cawley is charged with misconduct and harassment. He's been with IMPD for 9 years. He's on administrative leave now. Severe weather is possible all throughout Indiana on Saturday. Joe Neild with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis lays out what he's most concerned about.
Heavy rain, certainly a concern. Localized flash flooding, especially considering that we've had multiple rounds of thunderstorms here in the last several days, and we expect thunderstorms to continue to be a threat over the weekend and into early next week.
He says damaging winds could also lead to power outages. An explosion at a Los Angeles Sheriff's Department training site killed 3 sheriff's deputies today.
At this time, we do not know the cause of the explosion. However, the specific area has been closed off due to the ongoing investigation.
L.A. County Sheriff Robert Luna in a press conference this afternoon. The FBI thinks the explosion might have happened as the sheriff's deputies were moving explosives to the training site. Microsoft is responding to a senator's warning about Chinese engineers helping with the U.S. military's cloud computing systems. Fox's Kristen Goodwin.
In a letter to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton asks for more information about U.S. contractors that hire Chinese personnel to provide maintenance or other services on U.S. military computing systems. Cotton, the chairman of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, writing, "The U.S. military must guard against all potential threats within its supply chain, including those from subcontractors." His warning comes after a report about Microsoft using Chinese engineers to work on U.S. military computing systems under the supervision of American digital escorts hired through subcontractors. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
And Major League Baseball got back into action today after taking a few days off for the All-Star break. All teams in the league are playing. One game is already complete with the Chicago Cubs defeating the Boston Red Sox this afternoon 4-1. And with traffic at 532, here's Matt Baer.
What's up, John? Looking at these northbound 465 between 70 and Penn Pike. 2 right lanes blocked because of a crash, and we're jammed back to I-70. Now, the southbound lanes have all of a sudden stopped from I-70 down to Washington Street. We're keeping an eye on that. Eastbound 70 stop and go from Belmont into Meridian, Illinois, delayed 5 minutes. And then westbound 70 on the south end of downtown. That is a stall at West Street blocking the left lane and slowing us down back to Meridian, Illinois. On the northwest side, the ramp from northbound 465 to northbound 65 is jammed for the moment. And a crash on the south side. This is Madison Avenue at Stop 11 Road. Traffic sponsored by Ingledow Tree Experts. From storm damage to deep root care, Ingledow Tree Experts keep your tree strong, safe, and beautiful. Call today or visit ingledowtreeexperts.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Cooling Weather Center forecast.
As we move towards the evening hours, we'll remain partly cloudy with a low of 72 and get back into the mid-80s by Saturday afternoon with mostly cloudy skies. However, a good chance for a wave of storms in the afternoon hours on Saturday. Be prepared for that here in central Indiana. Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narsutis, 493 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
The Hammer and Nigel Show. My name is Nigel. Jeff Boggs filling in for Hammer. We'll go straight to the hotline and bring on Breitbart News finance and economics editor John Carney. John, let me be the first to offer my condolences as your favorite late-night talk show host, Stephen Colbert, has been fired from CBS. I know you're going through some things right now, some emotions. It turns out
it's going to be tough for all of us. I really hope he can get a job with NPR, though.
Yeah, right. Well, apparently they're making some cuts as well. You're an economics guy. It doesn't look like the economics of late-night TV are doing very well right now.
No, maybe these guys will suddenly become advocates for the Fed to start cutting interest rates. The job market for late-night hosts is tightening.
Yeah. You mentioned the Fed cutting interest rates. Let's start there. I want to go all over the place with you today because you have this uncanny ability to explain things to Hammer and I like we could drink a fifth of Jim Beam each and then ask you about the PPI and you explain it to us and we'll still understand it even though we're hammered. So I love that ability for you to break things down. I saw Donald Trump waving some draft of a letter that he had threatening to fire the Fed chief Jerome Powell earlier this week. What was that? What does Trump want the Fed to do? Was that for real?
So yes, there was a letter, but remember, one of the things that happens is that the president wants to know, hey, can I fire Jerome Powell, right? And so he goes to his, White House counsel and he asks them, what, am I allowed to get rid of Powell? He has been allowed to get rid of a whole bunch of people who were thought to have had terms that were secure. So the Supreme Court has said over and over again that heads of executive branches, even if Congress passed a law that said you can only fire them for cause or they get to serve 6-year terms or whatever it is, that's not okay. The Constitution says the president is the head of the executive branch and he can fire these guys. The court has said, however, that the Federal Reserve is different, that they probably can't remove Jerome Powell. So what I imagine happened is Trump said, tell me how I could remove him. And
I am going to I want to interrupt, and I am going to ask you why Trump would want to do that here in just a second. But it's not like Trump. Yeah. It's not like Trump is sitting at a typewriter drafting a letter himself, right? You know what I mean?
No. No, Trump is not drafting this letter. It's a letter from the Office of Legal Counsel, most likely, at the White House.
On how you could the possibilities and the ramifications of trying to do what he wants to do. Is that right?
Right. And what they probably told him was if Powell does something illegal. So, for instance, there's been some accusations that he may have misled Congress. And look, I'm not sure about this. But there's been accusations that he may have misled Congress when asked about the spending on the new Fed headquarters. They're revamping the Fed headquarters.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Like billions of dollars, right?
Right. And so you could fire a Fed chairman for cause. You can't fire him just on a whim, but you can fire him for cause. So Trump probably wanted to know, would this amount for cause? But he was, he's told by both his economic advisors, his political advisors that, look, Powell is out next May. His term ends. So you could either get in a huge legal fight, and that could have, negative consequences for financial markets as people worry about what this meant, or you get to have a guy who gets to be your punching bag for 10 months, and then you get rid of him, right? What's the big deal? I think Trump is actually quite happy. Trump would like the Fed to cut rates, but he's quite happy with getting push around Powell for a couple more months.
He wants to push around Powell. If Donald Trump wants the Fed to cut rates, Powell won't, and that's why Donald Trump was kind of toying with the idea of firing him because he wants to cut rates. Now, why does he want to cut rates?
Well, rates have been so remember that the Fed did cut at the end of Biden's term.
Yes.
But then suddenly became allergic to cutting when Donald Trump came in. So I think part of it, honestly, is Trump just looks at this as very political and very personal. He thinks that Jerome Powell is refusing to cut because Donald Trump is president. The other thing is that the Fed made a prediction that tariffs would spike inflation, that it would cause inflation to rise. This has turned out in all of the data not to be true. We are collecting tens of billions of dollars, over $100 billion now, of tariff revenue. So the tariffs are in place, but it's not driving up prices. So that in itself should indicate, and Powell has said, if not for the tariffs, we think we would be cutting rates. So Trump is saying, well, the tariffs aren't causing the inflation you were fearful of. It's making a lot of things very expensive for Americans. It's really hard to buy a house because the interest rates are so high. Yeah. It's hard to buy a car because interest rates are so high. If you're a farmer, getting farm loans is difficult because interest rates are so high. So Trump is saying, since we don't need to have rates this high, start to bring them down. And the Fed is refusing to. I mean, they're going to, by the way. Trump is going to eventually win this argument. They're going to cut later this year.
Do you think they need to? Do you think Trump is right?
I do think Trump is right. I think he is. I don't think it's an emergency. Look, sometimes the Fed absolutely needs to cut because unemployment is going through the roof, or people are losing jobs like crazy. We're not seeing that right now. We're not seeing a lot of jobs being created. It was just 74,000 private sector jobs in June, but the unemployment rate is quite low. So it's not an emergency. It's not an absolute requirement that the Fed could cut, but there's no reason for the Fed to be keeping interest rates as high as they are. So I think if the Fed wasn't being as political as they are today, they would be cutting. And in fact, we just heard from one of the governors of the Federal Reserve named Christopher Waller that he thinks the Fed should cut in July. They have a meeting 12 days from now, so that they think they should cut in July, and that he may even dissent, which is rare. Usually the Fed just votes unanimously for everything. They go with what the chairman wants, and it's a consensus thing.
Yeah.
But he said he is considering, first of all, he's going to argue at the meeting that they should cut. And if he loses that argument, he may dissent, which would be a rather public statement of, I think the Fed is wrong. And it's not like the Supreme Court where you have, where judges fight with each other all the time publicly. On the Fed, they usually all agree with each other. I don't think that's healthy. I actually think it would be great to have these guys come out and publicly debate a little more.
So Breitbart finance and economics editor John Carney here on the Hammer and Nigel show. I'm going to ask you a basic generic 30,000-foot question. How is the economy doing right now? I mean, we just had the PPI inflation report come out, producer prices. I mean, basically, there's no inflation going on right now. Is that a product of Trump economy? Is that, I saw somebody on social media the other day saying, well, Biden's policies are finally taking effect. That's why is that laughable? How is the economy right now, and why is it the way it is?
Yeah, so the economy has been doing very well, in large part because people are getting remember when Biden was president and it looked like maybe we were just on this track to sort of over-regulation, higher taxes, and Green New Deal till the end of time. So Trump did a lot even before the big tax cut bill just passed. There was just a lot of relief on the regulatory side and the understanding that we weren't on a one-way track to socialism. That that Green New Deal socialism was not our future anymore. This has really revived spirits, and we're seeing it in consumer sentiment numbers are improving. We're seeing it in the retail sales for June jumped a lot more than expected. The labor market has been a little weak, but really not that. Like I said, we're not adding that many jobs, but we also have very low employment. So I think the economy is doing well. But I don't think the Fed should wait to cut until it's not a wait till you see the whites of their eyes thing, because by the time you see it, very often it's too late. So the Fed could cut now, make sure the economy remains strong, and not wait till
it does seem like there's some elements of the media, the mainstream legacy media. Like let me play this clip from CNN. This is CNN John Berman. You could hear the pain in his voice to tell his audience that the prediction of the job losses and inflation due to tariff policy have been wrong. Here's the clip.
Again, since, March and before, there were predictions that the tariffs, and granted, a lot of them have been pulled back, most of them have been pulled back, but all that tariff policy was going to lead perhaps to inflation, would lead to job losses, predictions of doom. That doom just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, the tariff inflation doom mongers are failing. What do you think?
Yeah, look, they predicted that there would be a lot of inflation, that there would be a lot of job losses. The only job losses are at USAID, NPR, and late night television. Look, we're not seeing all of the negative things. And I think you're right. I think it is hard for a lot of these guys to admit that the Trump economy is doing really well, in part because they did the first time Trump was president, they denied it the entire way through. They told us every month that Trump's China tariffs were going to produce inflation, and they never did. We're still hearing that, by the way.
Sure.
Every month when the data comes in and there's no inflation, they say, well, it just hasn't happened yet. So, look, it's just not going to happen.
Cross your fingers. It's going to happen soon. Just keep praying to the economic gods. I can't
believe they are praying for that, by the way. It is true. You can tell by the way they talk about it that they really, really want negative things to happen in the economy, and they're really upset that the economy keeps doing well.
Tell us about the Breitbart Business Digest newsletter, the daily newsletter, how people can subscribe, and where they can find it.
Absolutely. The Breitbart Business Digest is free. Daily newsletter comes to your inbox. Go to newsletters on the top right corner of Breitbart.com. Subscribe, click there, subscribe to it. There's a whole bunch of other newsletters written by my colleagues. They're great as well. We're going to talk in tonight's, I'll give your audience a preview. Okay. Tonight's Breitbart Business Digest is going to be exactly what we were talking about. Christopher Waller, the Fed governor, and his public announcement that the Fed should be cutting. This is a very big deal. I'm going to explain his analysis, why he thinks the Fed should be cutting, and how big of a deal it is that you have a Fed governor coming out against the Fed chairman like this.
Find his work, Breitbart.com. That's Breitbart News Finance and Economics Editor, John Carney. John, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Beer Sample Friday is next on the Hammer and Nigel Show. Hey, now through Monday, save an extra 25% off all in-stock outdoor furniture at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. That's where my wife and I purchased our outdoor furniture, Berlin Gardens. We love it. We spend each night out on the patio having a drink, watching the puppy dog running around, watching the kids run around. They also have The lowest price is guaranteed on every mattress in the store. Save up to 50% off Lazy Boys, Smith Brothers, and more. Don't forget about free delivery. Sale ends Monday. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
These guys support what we do here at Hammer and Nigel Show. So next time you need a new Tempur-Pedic mattress or maybe some outdoor patio furniture, perhaps a new love seat, Thompson Furniture and Mattress, that's where you want to go. Owned and operated by the same family since 1927. And yes, free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles of their store. These guys are the best. Love these guys. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
More tariffs later, tornadoes possible. WIBC.com gives you more than just headlines. It's context, updates, and insight. Whether you're at work, on the move, or catching up late, the latest is already there. Stay in the know while you're on the go at WIBC.com.
Matt Bear's got a look at traffic.
All right, Nigel, taking a look at downtown out to the airport. It's westbound 70 right now. 2 breakdowns. The first one at Meridian, and that's on the right shoulder. The second one is at West Street, blocking the left lane. Has this stop-and-go traffic back to the south split. A small delay of 2 minutes. Looking at northbound 65, slow through the construction. That's Keystone Avenue into the south split, and southbound 65, 70 slows from the north split down to the south split. Crash on the east side, northbound 465 before 70 and Penn Pike. 2 right lanes are closed and traffic is slow back to Washington Street. Delay time of 13 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Ingledow Tree Experts. From storm damage to deep root care, Ingledow Tree Experts keep your trees strong, safe, and beautiful. Call today or visit IngledowTreeExperts.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
85 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, 93 WIBC. Right now,
Hammer and Nigel present Beer Sample.
Fry.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beers on sale, people. Come down, get you some.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. My name is Nigel. Jeff Boggs filling in for Jason Hammer. Got a full hour of the Hammer and Nigel show coming up next. Big news in the world of show business. The Late Show has been canceled with Colbert. They're not replacing Stephen Colbert, Boggs.
They're getting rid of
They're getting rid of the iconic brand, The Late Show, which you were a part of for so many years back in the 90s.
In the 90s. They're taking the show, they're bringing it out back, and they're going to shoot it. That's it. It's done.
And that's a big deal. And you have a perspective that not a lot of people have, that I don't think anybody has, about the ending of an era, ending of a brand. And I think it's bigger than just Colbert losing his job.
Well, it's tip of the iceberg.
It's just a tip of the iceberg. Real quick here, let's do Beer Sample Friday.
Woo-hoo.
It doesn't always have to be beer. I get the feeling sometimes like you don't enjoy the taste of beer anymore, really. You used to. So what I've been doing is going to different gas stations and seeing their selections. I don't go to liquor stores anymore. So here's my selection. It doesn't always have to be straight beer.
Okay.
Here's my selection for Beer Sample Friday.
This looks like a child sippy cup here. What do we have? Oh, wow.
What's it called?
Oh, you went for it. Beatbox Fruit Punch. And let's go ahead and point out the 11.1% alcohol.
This is the world's tastiest party punch. Get Go Cafe this morning. And I think it's designed to look like it's a kid's, like a high C juice box.
This is horrible. This is like fun cigarettes.
All right,
This is terrible.
Exactly. All right. Take a sip. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers to you. Let's see. Oh, wow. Wow. 11.1% alcohol. You need over 10 to even feel it anymore.
I can
right?
taste it. I can taste it. I'm going to finish this whole thing.
Goodness.
It just needs a plastic straw, you know? It just had a lid on it. All right, more Hammer and Nigel show coming up after 6 o'clock.
Matt Bear here for Trajan Wealth, my fiduciary advisors. They treated me like family, man. So I entrusted my retirement with them, to them, and I'm thrilled, secure, even with my decision. Trajan Wealth's core philosophies, their foundation, is about low expenses, loyalty, smart tax management. These principles set Trajan apart from their competition. I saw the difference, and you will too. Call today and set your first appointment at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Your first consultation is free, by the way. Maybe you have an old 401k with a previous employer just sitting around and collects dust, does you nothing. The fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth can make that 401k start making you money again. Call today to learn more.